mixer involved. Shit. I forgot my headphones. I'm having to use Otto's. Yeah. Calling Steve right now.
Hey, is this Otto?
Yes, sir. How are you doing, Steve?
Hey, what's up, man?
Not much. I'm just trying to get all this figured out, but I think we're ready to get going.
Nice, man. How you doing there, Mason?
Doing good, man. How are you?
Doing good. I can always tell the difference in the voices. Pretty sure that's our deep voice.
Can you do me a favor real quick?
Yeah, what's up?
Those questions I sent you, will you copy and paste them and send them to Otto? Because my phone is being used as the camera and I can't access them.
Gotcha. Okay, hold up. Yeah, let me go back in my messages here real quick. Let's see here. Messages. Alright. We'll go back here. We'll get this figured out, right?
Oh yeah, this is taking forever. We got a brand new mic, so whenever you listen to it on YouTube, you'll notice the difference, and we got a camera and everything, so it's been
I can hear you now a lot better. You know, in the last one, there was a few questions or a few statements that you made that I couldn't hear you, and I didn't notice it until I listened afterward, that I missed a few of the things that you said. Like, you made a few comments, and I didn't respond to them. It's not because I was trying to be rude. I just didn't. I didn't hear what you said. So.
Oh yeah, no, that's no problem. Oh damn it! I forgot to use the starting Zoom screen. We're in such a rush.
Let's go forward to this one here. All right. Okay, there we go.
All right, and so we will. And I remember that extra question I want to ask at the end, so don't. Oh, you already put it on there, so that's great. I say we start with that Michael Shermer video. I want to hear your. Oh, did we lose him? I think that's him.
Hello?
My bad. Okay, I was trying to get back onto my phone as opposed to being on my text, and I guess it hung up and rang back to your phone. Okay.
It's all good.
So I say we start with the Michael Shermer video. Otto here says he watched it like 3 or 4 times.
I get a good listen.
So let's go ahead and get your opinion on some points he made.
Yeah, sounds great. Are we live now?
We are live, yes.
We are live.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it seems like on this video, first of all, I'll say that I really enjoyed listening to him. I think he would really. He's a very good speaker. He's extremely well educated. I just really enjoyed listening to him. He's easy to listen to, but he basically made 2 points in that, and there were 2 points that he wanted to leave the listener that they were leaving that place. And the first one is that basically, just summing it up, and in my own words, it was that we evolve with the propensity to fill in the gaps of things we don't know or understand with God. And am I correct in that? That's pretty much what he was just saying there. That basically, as we evolve, that we like develop this propensity to say, oh, okay, well, there's lightning, so this must be God, or there's wind blowing. It could be a predator, or could be something else. But we have this innate.
That's kind of that's like the basic takeaway of what he was saying, but that's kind of like that derives from him saying we've developed the capacity to assign intentional agency and purpose to everything, and then later on having that trait as humans is what led us to constructing God socially.
Right. I guess my response to that would be, what he is saying is that we as Christians would call our innate knowledge of God. The thing that he's not noticing there or talking about, mainly because of the fact that he's an atheist. I mean, he's not going to believe in an eternal spirit, that we're eternal beings. But the thing that he's not taking into account there is that in the Bible, it teaches that we have 3 different parts. We have body, soul, and spirit. We have our body, which is, of course, our body. We have our soul, which would be our mind, will, and emotions, and then our spirit, that would live eternally. Those three words are used interchangeably at times in different portions of the Bible, in particular the Old Testament, but when you really take the entire Bible into account, it basically breaks down to those three things: body, soul, and spirit. And within the spirit, the Bible says that we have an innate knowledge, an innate sense that there is a God. I think Romans 1:18 talks about it. But that would be the difference there, I think, between how he's viewing it and how I would view it. And he was talking about the different, experiments that they've done, and the things, the ways that they've tested this out, and how people construct things in their mind. And of course, as Christians, we would say that that's just the innate sense of knowing that there is a God and how we were created.
Okay. So the other thing he pointed out that I wanted to hear from you was, what makes your God the right God when you have thousands of others? Like, what are the chances you guys nailed it on the head?
That was really interesting, and I think it's a valid question. I mean, like I think he mentioned, like, if you're an alien standing on Mars, all the religions would look the same. And I think from a generalized point of view, I think that's a fair assessment. I think there are a few things though that make Christianity unique, and basically three things I thought of. Number one is Jesus. I mean, even though there are some very vague similarities in some of the other deities that were in the past, that is unique in a lot of ways, and he fulfilled hundreds of Old Testament prophecies. I don't think any of those other deities can say that. So there's a lot unique about Jesus himself, and the vague similarities that there are, I think, are far outweighed by that, in my opinion. But
okay, there's something I want to pull up. Otto didn't have his laptop open, so we didn't think we'd need to, but I don't want to overload my laptop because it's not built for this. It's built for homework. So Otto's pulling something up, and I had a feeling you would bring up the prophecies, so I did a little bit of research into that.
Oh, well, yeah, we brought those up last week. Remember the prophecies?
Yeah, and there's an entire website dedicated to Quranic prophecies that were fulfilled in the later part of the book, and to me, that the prophecies is more of a self-fulfilling prophecy. They know what they wanted to happen, so I mean, the Bible's really a library. It's not just one book. You have a collection of books.
Right.
So I think that these people were working off of each other, and then they write this new. Look up fulfilled prophecies in the Quran.
Okay.
No, I was telling Otto that, and I'm gonna read just one or two. There's a website I found that talks about it, and so to me, there's two ways of looking at this, and since I'm an atheist, I have a feeling you'll know how I'm going to look at it.
Right.
It's all right. His thing isn't working.
Dang,
Your computer isn't working. Let's see.
Hey, that's all right.
He's going to try one more time, but
Okay. Well, we can look it up later if we want to. Maybe outside of when we're finished with the.
Yeah, maybe I can just send you the website to take a look at.
Yeah.
Remember the prophecies for it?
Do what?
You remember what the prophecies
No, I feel like I remember them being pretty similar. That they said there would be a savior.
Like, he raised the dead.
Yeah, I don't know if Muhammad raised the dead or not, but there have been plenty of saviors and gods who did raise the dead and cure sickness and turn water into wine. Excuse me. But one other thing I wanted to say before we started this, but we started on such a whim, was we set an hour and a half timer, and so it's 4:30 my time, 5:30 your time. At 7 o'clock your time, if we haven't gotten through all the answers, let's just stop, even if we're in the middle of a sentence, and ask one last question that we want to ask, and then call it a day.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good.
So we don't turn this into another 3-hour ordeal. All right, don't worry about it, Otto. Internet's not. Maybe I'm just I have all the internet.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that was a good little icebreaker. No, yeah, you had 2 more points. Go ahead and go over those.
Just one last thought to that as far as the prophecies go. I think when you look at it, I think you have 3 different sects here that are really involved with the whole crucifixion of Jesus and the resurrection. You have the Romans, and you have the Pharisees, and then you have the disciples. And then, well, I guess you would say there was a 4th because there were the Jewish people. But I think for all 3 of those to collaborate on that, I don't know. I think it would be a little unlikely, especially in light of the fact that the Romans rolled over Israel at that time. They considered the Jews to be less than them, and the Pharisees were bent on proving Jesus wrong, and the disciples were bent on proving Jesus right. So I think I don't know. I just find it a little bit hard to believe that all 3 of those groups would have been working together to try to fulfill Bible prophecy. But I see your point.
Are there Roman records of him being resurrected or just being crucified?
You know, I'm not 100% sure on the answer to that.
I'm not either. That's not a trap question. I don't know either.
I'm not sure either. I do know that there are a few Roman writers who wrote about the person Jesus who existed during that time, but I'm not sure if there's anything mentioned about
the resurrection. Okay. And what I was saying a second ago was there's 2 ways to look at the similarities in religion, and one of them is that they're all trying to nail down the same being, so that's why they all kind of have something in common, which from a Christian's point of view, that like if you make that argument, that I'd be okay with that argument. That wouldn't come across as a bad point to me, but to me, the more likely explanation is just that we're all the same being, we're all humans. We all have the same brain pretty much in every meaningful way. We pretty much have the same brain. You get a few outliers like people with schizophrenia and mental illness and things, but to me, we all have the same brain. We've all kind of been through the same shit, so we come up with the same ideas relatively. And so that's usually where I come from on the similarities.
Fair enough. Yep.
But unless you have another point about the video, that was mainly just to be a conversation starter. And then, Otto, do you have anything to say?
Are you talking to Otto? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was seeing if he wants to say anything about it.
No, I thought it was a cool video. I listened to it about 3 times. But there's also another video that was titled the opposite that said God does exist. And it was John Lennox speaking. So I watched that one a few times too. And both sides put up a good argument onto whether or not God is real. And the thing, I don't know. So Michael Shermer was saying that humans created God, that we created God through, because of hearing the wind rustle. Somehow he made that connection. And then John Lennox, his point was about how both science and God can go hand in hand as design and designer. And it just fell back on having faith.
Can I interrupt you real quick?
Go ahead.
Steve, do you think that scientists have a ulterior motive to try to disprove God, or do you think that they're just not convinced by God and are more convinced by the evidence they uncover?
Well, I think it's hard to paint a broad brush on that. I think deep within us, the Bible teaches that we do have an innate sense of God existing. Now, whether we listen to that or not, is just up to each individual. But I think a lot of people, I don't think that most scientists are probably out there just trying to hide the fact that there's God. But I think when evidence is presented to them, there have been scientists that have gone 2 ways. You have some scientists, and I've seen some of the videos on it. It's really interesting, who have become Christian after seeing the evidence, and they say, wow, the evidence is really pointing to God. And then you have others who kind of double down. They say, well, no, this couldn't be right, so we're just going to keep searching for evolution. So I think you have some people that know enough about everything that are probably very likely not divulging everything that they could be and I think the reason for that being, I think those would be people that have a lot to lose, people that perhaps their entire career and reputation is wrapped up in evolution. People who are likely very prominent within the scientific community, who have a reputation to uphold. I do think there are some, but to paint a broad brush on it and say every scientist is like that, I don't think so. I think that there's a lot of very honest scientists out there, and I think that at least according to creationists, I'm not a scientist myself. I'm not out there doing the lab work, but from what creationists have said, that the evidence is there and that it's plain to see for anyone.
Okay, let me jump in there. I had two things I want to say. I can only really remember one, but
Okay.
So do you think that goes both ways, though? That's really where that question was kind of leading. It's like, if you believe that some evolutionary scientists have ulterior motives, is it possible that some quote-unquote evolutionary scientists have ulterior motives as well, and that they're willing to fudge the evidence just as much as the other side?
Oh, you mean creationist scientists?
Yeah.
I mean, there's always that possibility. I personally don't necessarily believe that, but are there some? I mean, it's possible. You do have false teachers within the church that are, they're pastors, preachers that are false. So could there be some scientists that are as well? I mean, that's a possibility. But being that I am a Christian, I do believe in God, and so I am. I would say a little bit biased towards the creationism side of this argument. So
Well, of course,
I would say
that's fine. That's not something that bothers me. But why do you think one side would be more subjected to bias than the other? We're all humans at the end of the day. We all want to be right.
Right.
When we go to bed, we want to feel like we're right. And so
that's a good point. I mean, that's a really good question, and I would have to go back to the Word of God, and I would have to go back to what it says regarding human nature, and that human beings, number one, have an innate sense of God existing, and that we are a sinful, fallen race, and that we are in a state of rebellion according to the Bible against God, as a I don't know if you want to say race, humanity in general, I guess, for lack of better words, humanity in general is in a state of rebellion against God. So I would, to reject creationism, in a sense, is rejecting God being the source of life for all created things. So,
okay. But this kind of comes back to how many other gods, and Otto, I'm not trying to dominate this, so if you want to say something, jump in.
I'm listening, man. I'm a mediator here.
But to me, you can pick any god and say right now humanity is rebelling against God, right? Because there was a time where Christianity wasn't the dominant faith, but it is the dominant faith today. So why is today the rebellion and not when it wasn't the dominant faith?
Well, it's just that today, it's not that humanity is in rebellion now and they never were. It's just that it's been revealed to humanity that is the case. If you go back to Judaism, if you go back to the origins of Christianity, Abraham was the father of us all, right? The father of our faith. And he was called out from among the nations. And, Judaism wasn't even the first religion around at that time. There were plenty of religions that existed during that time, but God specifically chose Abraham to reveal himself to the world. So that it's not that suddenly humanity is rebelling. According to the Bible, mankind has been rebelling ever since they fell in the garden.
So the question I'm really trying to get at is
Right.
why are you an atheist to every other God that's ever existed, but not this one?
Oh. Why don't I? So in other words, you're asking why do I not believe in other gods?
Or why don't you just go one God further?
Right, right. Well, that would have to do with my experience with Jesus Christ, with the Holy Spirit. You know, there was I was at a point in my life where I really didn't want anything to do with God, and I'm not sure. We might have gone over this a little bit in the last.
You talked to us about that.
Yeah. So there was an experience that I had that was very real, and you know, I've come to find that Christianity is a lot more than just keeping rituals, going to church every Sunday. You know, it's about a relationship with God, and you know, having the Holy Spirit dwell within me is the most amazing thing that's ever happened to me in my life. And so, you know, when that happens, when the Holy Spirit comes and changes your life, you know, there's no other religion in the world that makes that claim, that can say that you can have a relationship with God. You know, that you can have a father, like a father-child, or even in some places in the Bible it calls it like a friend relationship. You know, there's you know, in every other religion out there, it's us reaching out to God. Whereas in Christianity, Jesus reached out to us and he paid the price on the cross for our sins. So there's a few differences there that really make the difference, I think.
Okay. No, I get that, and I want to say something real quick. So whenever I send you the link to this, if you watch it, me and Otto started laughing in the middle of your answer. It was not at your answer. My mother pulled up in her car, and we have headphones on, and we're listening to what's coming. Oh, that's that's the dog. And so my mother pulled up in her car, and it started echoing through the garage, and we didn't know what the noise was, and we kind of freaked out, and then saw her car and started laughing. So we're not laughing at you whenever you watch it.
Okay, sounds good. Fair enough.
Steve, that radiometric dating joke you made last episode with us?
Oh, well, I don't remember. Remind me.
You know what I'm talking about?
I asked if he agrees with any sort of radiometric or stratigraphic dating, and he said as long as it leads to marriage.
Yeah, as long as it ends with marriage. That was a good one.
That was pretty good. Charlie Murphy. Sorry, our dog. My dog's all over me. Hey, puppy. All right. I say we move to the questions.
Okay.
And Steve, we'll let you start, if you don't mind.
Sure. Yeah. You
I'm
want to start with my question?
I'm gonna let Otto take the lead on answering.
Okay. All right. Well, the first question was very simple. Would you agree that intelligently designed things call for an intelligent designer? And then the second part of the question, why or why not would this apply to the universe and the things we see in nature?
I think it's very suspicious that there is a design. I think that most things have two eyes, 2 ears, a nose, a mouth. So there's something there.
He's a menace, dude.
Yeah, we got a dog.
I'm gonna put him outside.
Anyways, but do I believe that intelligent design calls for a designer?
Do you think the universe is intelligently designed, Otto?
So we come from the universe. That's why.
But are we intelligent?
So John Lennon, he made a good point talking about how we can't expect X to explain X. You know, X creates X.
Hey, come on, Charlie.
We must expect X to explain why X is there. Instead of if X made Y, then we can rely on X to why he made Y. So honestly, that's actually where I get tripped up about if there's a designer or not.
Right. I guess the question really is implying like you see a computer and you know that it had a designer. You see a car, you know it had a designer. So you see an intelligent design and creation. So would you, or why or why not, would you think that we would also see, or see that design have and also have an intelligence.
Right. So like in me, I feel like the answer is yes.
You mind if I jump in here?
Go ahead. But for me, it's like I think it's yes. It's just we don't know who the designer is. So I guess that's why I'm agnostic. You know, we don't know what it is that designed us.
Right.
So for me, I'm not completely convinced this universe and Earth is intelligently designed. I think if you have an intelligent being, there are many things you could change to make life easier and better and just more suitable for everything. Out in the cosmos, nothing is alive as far as we can tell. And here, very, very little is alive if you look at the total species that's ever lived on the planet. I mean, our eyes have major flaws with them, which is why everyone starts to go blind around 40, because the nerves that really kind of power your eyes are outside of protection, like they're on the outer layer of your eyes. And so that's why looking at the sun can bake your eyes, because your nerves are getting...
Is it 40? Because my eyes started going around kindergarten, so...
See, I still have perfect vision. Yeah, actually, I had like 2013, and my vision was like great.
I mean, you can see.
Like what people can see at 13 feet, I can see at 20.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, so like my vision's great, but I just based off of evidence at around 40, that's going to start fading. Alright, and so to me, that's not that intelligent. Like, to me, our eyes would never fade if an intelligent designer designed this. And just because there is a quote-unquote design doesn't mean anything other than the laws of physics and energy and things like that hadn't designed it.
Who's a lawmaker, you know?
Just how shit works. Like, it doesn't mean like there has to...
See, I don't know.
You know what I mean?
That's a conflict, whether or not there is or not a designer. I think there could be. I think there is. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
Who's the designer?
Or what it is. Like, why can't physics just be the designer? Why does it have to be some conscious, omniscient being? You know?
Well, the reason why, the Bible answer to why things are not perfect would be that sin corrupted everything. So that would be the explanation why, because God, it says in the beginning, created everything good, and then after the fall, then that's when everything kind of fade away, and sin entered the picture, and things began to be corrupted. So, but God says God actually created everything good, but because of the choice of sin, that's what caused the corruption.
So sin is what causes our loss of vision?
Yeah, that's what brought death, sickness. It basically corrupted humanity, and
Steve, you probably
and
hear
eventually
this all the time, though. But like, why would a God make us to sin? Is that just part of free will?
He didn't really make us to sin. He gave us the free will to be able to choose whether or not to sin. He gave us the ability to choose, and that's part of being created in the image of God is that we have that choice, that free will. God, just like God has the free will to do as he chooses, we do as well. But the difference being that God, being holy, he can't make the mistakes that we make. So that was God gave us that choice, and that's what we chose.
Do you think God is an idea or a person? What's your school of thought on that?
Or a being?
Are you talking to me or
No,
me?
you.
Oh, definitely a person. Yeah,
A
definitely
person? A person?
Oh yeah.
Like a human form person, or just like a
Well,
thought
He looks
person?
like us, I bet. There is a God
Well,
who does look like us.
Well, if you look at how the Bible describes them, it's actually kind of interesting. If you go through Revelation, I think chapter 4 or 5, I think it's 5, it actually describes what God the Father looks like sitting on the throne. Jesus is definitely described as looking human, and the Holy Spirit is a spirit that's basically everywhere. So very, I would say, I don't know if this is the right word to use, but maybe from a certain perspective, he might look multidimensional in a certain regard, but he definitely has a human form.
That's crazy to think he's multidimensional.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
One thing I've noticed with theories like God, and I don't mean mean this as an offense to you or any other Christian or God believers, but like I kind of compare it to the ancient aliens type theories, where because like you back when the Bible was written, what did people with power sit on? They sat on a throne, right? And so of course the God we create, who's supposed to be powerful, is going to sit on a throne because that's our only like relative experience of power. And so we put him on a throne. And then when you hear these ancient alien stories, at whatever time they're written, they're coming down in technology that we are currently theorizing or experience. Like in the 70s, Zecharia Sitchin is a dude who said I don't know if he said the pyramids, but a couple different big temples were built by aliens, and he had them coming down in 1970 NASA technology. And so to me, like whenever you say throne, that's more of a red flag than anything, because that's humans projecting their experience on something they're writing, which is what we all do. Any writer is going to project part of their life or part of their experience into their writing, whether it's Stephen King, George R. R. Martin, or whoever wrote the Bible, you know?
Right.
And so I feel like that they're not excluded from that.
Okay, fair enough. All right, should we move on to the next question, guys?
Yeah, it's our question now. Do you have your? Oh yeah, it's on the phone. So crap. Let me pull up my notepad. And,
Yeah, you can type them in real quick. I mean, I can do it one too. Anyways, I guess, yeah, Mason's first question is, what are your problems with radiometric dating and or relative dating?
Okay, go to the radiometric. All right. With the radiometric dating, I picked out basically 3 different things here. Now I know this is Mason's specialty here, so we're gonna get some geology here. But I basically picked out 3 arguments: one from AIG, one from ICR, and believe it or not, one from a non-creationist site, the University of North Carolina. So I think these 3 should be kind of interesting to go over. Now, the AIG one, well, I guess we can start with that. From Dr. Snelling, he said much of it is interpretation. They are interpreting the information they receive. He said that we have the parent atom, which destabilizes into the daughter atom, and there are 3 assumptions regarding this. Number 1 is the rate of decay. Has it been constant? And he said his response to that was, we don't know. Number 2, what were the conditions of the rock originally? And his response to that was, we also don't know. And what if there were daughter atoms already present on the rock? If God created the earth, he could have started with an original composition. And then the 3rd one is corruption, contamination of the data on the rock. And the example he gave for that was water. As an example, uranium being very soluble, it can be added to rocks and taken away from rocks. So those 3 things there.
Okay.
The rate of decay, the conditions of the rock originally, and then the corruption and contamination of the data on the rock.
Okay, so there's. Remind me what the first point was.
The rate of decay.
The rate of decay. Okay. We know what can change the rate of decay with radioactive elements, and we take that into account, right? And so it's pretty complex physics what can change the rate of decay with stuff, like the amount of electrons around the particular atom, meaning like what other elements are in this elemental fucking soup that we're testing here. And if we find these other elements that can slow the rate of decay, then we use a different dating method. Okay? And 2,
now,
go ahead.
Do you think it's possible that some of those variables you're just not going to be able to compute
Yes, and that
with 100% accuracy?
Yes, but if you look into radiometric dating, like any of it, any article, it's never going to give you one date. You're going to have a margin of error of like 1,000 years on either side, plus or minus, right? And that's why, because maybe we're not accounting for every possible variable. So we've taken this measurement 35 times. 33 of them have come back to this set of dates, so that's probably what it is, right?
Okay.
So, but second, you kept saying the word like rock.
Well, the second one was, what were the conditions of the rock originally?
Okay, see.
And
Yeah. So
one of the things you mentioned was,
you can't use carbon dating on rocks.
okay.
Carbon.
I don't.
There has to be something organic to date with carbon.
Right. So that would need, you would need radiometric dating for that, right?
Well, carbon is radiometric dating. So there's 10 different forms of radiometric dating. All radiometric dating means is you are determining how long it took this radioactive chemical to decay into this other thing, right?
So it's a generalized term with a lot of things underneath it, an umbrella term.
Yeah, and there's like 10 different main forms of radiometric dating that we use.
Uranium is one, right? Uranium dating.
Yeah, you have uranium, potassium, krypton. Like there's so many different types of radiometric dating that we use, and it's because it's not a one-size-fits-all system.
Right.
And the scientists take that into account whenever they do these studies. And so to me, I read these ICR articles and I read the AIG articles and stuff, and the thing that bothers me the most is that like I have yet to read one where they clearly stated how they did these studies. And that is a huge problem. Because if I were to just to say, hey, the Bible was written by Satan worshiping homophobes,
Right.
your first question would be like, well, how did you determine that? And if my only answer was, oh, I just determined it, then you wouldn't put much weight on my opinion. And that's all I ever see in those articles. Like that one you sent me, I think I even said this in our text exchange, but it was like, I calculated this. It's like, okay, what did you use to calculate it? How did you get the stuff you calculated? Like, all of these questions, like, genuinely matter. That's why whenever you read a peer-reviewed science journal, you're going to see a method section that could be up to 5 pages long. Because without that, you're never going to get published in anything. Because you just feel like you're just making shit up, you know?
Yeah, well, one thing I did notice after our conversation, I was going through some of the ICR articles, and one thing that I did notice, if you look at the bottom of each page, they actually have references to different research. So I did take a look at one of them. It seemed pretty detailed to me, but I don't know. That might be something that you take a look at in the future when you're looking at ICR articles.
I saw the reference pages, and that's not a concern to me. They format their references very well. But whenever you have a sentence that says, I calculated this, the references no longer matter. It's how did you calculate this? What did you use to calculate it? How did you get that stuff to calculate it with? And if you can't answer those questions, did you get them? And if you can't answer those questions, then your paper won't go very far unless it's to a specific fan base.
Right. Well, I think that with the ICR articles, I don't think they're designed to be peer-reviewed papers. I think those are designed more or less for your average person that's going to be reading it. I think that's, you know, like for me, for instance, like me, I'm not a scientist. If he starts going through a bunch of calculations, I'm going to have no idea what he's talking about. So I think what they publish there on their site isn't their peer-reviewed papers. That it's more like their their layman sermon, so to speak. For lack of better words.
Okay, no, that makes sense. So it's more of a journalist source than it is a scientific source, and that's fine. That's not like an insult or a downgrade. Getting another beer. But to me, like, because I'm a geoscience major. I'm close to becoming an environmental scientist, and when I read this stuff, like, for me to be convinced, I need a method section. I need clear-cut stuff, right?
Definitely understandable. Yeah. One suggestion I would make to you, and this might help, is maybe at the bottom of those things they have a section where you can actually contact ICR, and if you tell them you're a geologist, I don't know. I think there's a pretty good chance that they would respond to you.
Maybe we can get them on the podcast.
Oh, that would be awesome. Yeah. I've seen them on a few podcasts. I think they were on Cross-Examined a few times, and they've been on a few other ones. I've seen ICR on a few podcasts.
We're probably not quite big enough for ICR quite yet,
Yeah.
but we'll shoot. That's a goal. We'll get them on.
We'll send an email.
Yeah, we'll send 10 emails in an hour. But is there anything else you want to say, Otto or Steven, either one of y'all?
No, dude, geometric.
Not on that one, no.
Do what?
I said geometric, all your stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's move to your next question, Steven.
Oh, well, there were two more. There were two more things on the radiometric dating.
Oh, then go ahead, please.
But now one of them is from the University of North Carolina. I didn't really understand everything on that. I'll send you the link on it, and you can tell me what you think about it. So I'll send you the link on that. I thought it was interesting that the University of North Carolina had something to say on that. But the third one is Jason Lyle from ICR. This is what he had to say. He said, unstable radioactive atoms in nature that will spontaneously decay into another one. An atom example, uranium, lead only is, okay.
Take your time.
Let me get to the problems here. First problem is, you're going to know all the other stuff. You're a geology major. You're going to know all about atoms and all that. So I'll just get to the problems that he has. First problem is, how do we know the rock didn't start with radium that we don't? Actually, I think we kind of don't know. The second problem is, we don't know if it was contaminated. Was the decay rate constant? And it says we have good evidence that this assumption is wrong, and you also acknowledge that. Okay, now here's an interesting thing.
Can I interrupt you really quickly? I'm sorry. So with the contamination, like that's also one of those well-recorded variables. So like we don't use carbon dating on coal because coal will suck the carbon-14 out of everything around it.
Well, no, that was the decay rate.
Yeah, but you see that would affect the decay rate because if we were just to date the decay rate on coal, we would get a just completely fucking wrong number because it sucks the carbon-14 out of rocks around it. Right?
Gotcha. Okay.
Continue.
All right, now this is a really interesting one here, and this is something that I've seen on not just ICR, but I've seen it on a lot of creationist sites, and this is something that's really coming up a lot lately. And they say that they have dated rocks of known age, and have come up with dates of hundreds of thousands to millions of years, and the examples that they're using are Mount St. Helens, which erupted in 1980. So there were rocks that were formed during that volcanic eruption. They're testing the equipment out on these rocks, and they're finding the dates to be way off on them. I find that very interesting.
Okay, so this is something that comes up a lot, is Mount St. Helens, right?
Right.
Okay, so that there is a huge problem with using that as an example that people who aren't geologists and geoscientists don't consider. So magma and lava, that's a rock. It's just in liquid state, right? So everything can be a solid, liquid, or gas. Everything. That's like a law of physics, right? And so you're not dating. Like let's say you say it's a known age. You're like, oh, this rock formed at this time. It's like, no, the solid form of that rock formed at that time. You only know the time that rock cooled down into a solid. So that's not what you're dating when you're doing radiometric dating. That rock had to be there already to become a liquid. Okay? So you're dating when that rock originally formed. You're not dating when it cooled down enough to become solid again. It was solid at one point. Some magma, a magma chamber, usually granite is what magma is usually made of. That's why you have these weird granite layers that they're not lines like the rest of them. They can form all types of crazy shapes because granite's what are they called? Igneous rock. And so you're not, like I said, you're not dating when that rock cooled down. You're dating when that rock formed before it was a liquid.
Interesting. Okay, that was interesting. Okay, that's all I have to say on that. and then I'll send you that link on North Carolina, and then let's check it out.
I would read it. Is that it, or is there more?
Yep, that's it. No,
okay,
that's it.
Let's go to your next question, sir.
All right.
And you take the lead on this.
Okay. Since we're a bit limited on time, I'm going to go to this question because I thought it would be a fun question to ask. What is your favorite Bible story? I am so curious on this.
Okay.
I know you guys have said that you've read it before, so I'm just curious, what would your favorite Bible story be?
I haven't read all of the Bible, but my favorite story is probably the prodigal son.
Oh, okay, yeah, the parable of Jesus. Okay.
Yeah, I like that one just because I'm the oldest son in the family, so. And growing up Catholic, going to Sunday school, you hear a lot about that one parable.
Yeah, that's cool.
And
so you can relate to it.
What makes it your favorite? Like, is there a message in there that you like? Or?
I just like how, the oldest son, he thinks he's ready to take on the world, and so he asks his dad for everything that he has. Well, not everything that his dad has, like everything that all the inheritance that he owes the son. And then the oldest son thinking he knows everything, he goes out and blows it on narcotics and women. And then, he comes back, dragging his feet back to the farm, and his dad celebrates it by, throwing a feast, killing the best ox or cow that they had.
Yeah.
And then you have the youngest son being like, why would you accept him back if, he renounced us, he took everything, and left. So I just like the stories, again, because, I'm the eldest son in the family, so I can relate.
Yeah.
And I just think the message is pretty clear, the Father is God, we are the eldest son. If we ever do stray away, God will always accept us with open arms.
Yes. Yeah, you got it, man.
Yeah, so I think it's a nice story. I think, like I said, I can relate to it being the oldest. So that's my favorite Bible story.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Mine is, man, we're having a weird feedback issue here. Okay, we'll keep going. That's a weird sound.
Getting a little feedback there.
Yeah, we don't know why. Move the phone away, see what happens. It got worse. Sorry, Steve. Give us 1 second. We're trying to figure out
You're fine.
issue here.
Yep.
It's actually a bet. It's this. It's not. I don't think we'll hear this on the recording. I think it's our headphone jack. Make sure to take these off. Can't really focus with that.
I just got back just now.
Yeah, that was weird. Okay, Steve, will you say something to make sure I can still hear you? I've had headphones on. So.
Yep. Definitely want to.
Okay. Yeah. We got that. All right. So, my favorite Bible story is the crucifixion.
Okay.
And the reason for that is I feel like there is a very important message in the crucifixion, and to me that message is basically bear your damn cross and get up the hill.
Okay.
And everyone has their cross to bear in life. It's depression, anxiety, you don't have legs, you have fucking back, whatever it is. Bear your damn cross and get up the hill, right?
Okay.
So to me, the crucifixion is it's a motivating story of this person who had this cross to bear. And see, I'm coming at it from the Bible strictly metaphorical.
Okay.
And so to me, it's like this guy. Yeah, keep trying and mess with this. And so to me, a lot of people need to hear a story similar to that, where it's like just because you have problems doesn't mean you need to give up. When you fall, you need to get back up and bear your cross, right?
Right.
So that is for sure my favorite story by far, and it's not because he dies at the end. go ahead and just think on that point. So, because I'll forget you said that by the time you're done. So, usually, are they talking about Mount Everest?
Every large mountain that exists on this planet that we and that I know of has marine fossils on it.
Okay. So, we'll start with Mount Everest, since that's the tallest, right? So Mount Everest is a very young mountain, right? And this mountain was not there before the Indian subcontinent smashed into Southwest Asia, or Southern Asia. When India smashed into Asia, they formed this enormous mountain. But before that,
It's actually good.
is it for real? But I wonder, maybe I'll download it, figure that, like, edit it out a little bit. But, so Mount Everest wasn't always there. It used to be below the ocean, like the rocks that make up Mount Everest now. So, of course, you're going to have marine fossils on Mount Everest because it used to be under the ocean. And then this event happened. That's how pretty much all mountains have an event. Usually tectonic pressure pushing two continents together, or two continental plates, and they form this big mountain range. Because like it's not just Mount Everest, you have the whole Himalayan mountain range there that formed through this event that used to be underwater. And it's not. See, so to geologists, the marine fossils on Mount Everest isn't evidence of flood; it's evidence of plate tectonics.
Right. And I realize that, and of course, creationists will say, that is just as possible with the flood.
But see, that's not the only line of evidence. The other line of evidence is the type of rock that makes the Mount Everest, which is usually found underwater.
Well, if it started underwater, it very well could have, when the plate shifted during the flood, that very well, it still, I think could have been explained by the flood, because if the plate did shift during the flood and it created the mountains afterwards, and I think that could also explain, why that would be so.
Okay, so the thing about the flood is when did this flood occur?
I believe it says about 4,000 years ago. I believe roughly around that time period, yeah.
So, like, then why isn't there a massive extinction event at the layer of 4,000 years ago? Not even relying on carbon or radioactive data. We can date astronomy too. So,
Yeah, that's actually something that creationists will say, is that there are very fossil beds during that time period that cover large swaths across the planet.
at 4,000 years ago.
Yes.
But so when you look at extinction events, right? There can be a
That was actually the second one as well, massive fossil graveyard. So we're actually on to number 2 now.
yeah. So, but when you look at extinction events, let's say that's not good. Man, this microphone was supposed to be better than our shitty little pawn shop microphones, but this one's not doing too good so far.
All right. Well, these are kind of tests. We're testing ground here, so we're like pioneers. We're pioneering the great frontier of America. So
Yeah.
we're exploring the wild west. We're doing it on our microphones.
Yeah, we are. I don't. But when you look at extinction events, there's not just one layer where all of this happens. Like there's multiple extinction events throughout time that occur very far away from each other in the rock record.
aware of any of that, but let me read what AIG has to say on this here, because they'll be able to make their point a lot better than I will. It says countless billions of plant and animal fossils are found buried in extensive graveyards around the world. For example, billions of straight-shelled chambers, non-alloy, of all different sizes are found fossilized with other marine creatures, crinoids, corals, brachiopods, gastropods, and bryozoans, and a 7-foot thick layer within the Redwall limestone of Grand Canyon. This fossil graveyard stretches for 180 miles across northern Arizona and into southern Nevada, covering an area of at least 10,500 square miles. To form such a vast fossil graveyard required 24 cubic miles of lime, sand, and silt, flowing in a thick soup-like slurry at 1 to 16 feet per second, more than 11 miles per hour. The catastrophically overwhelmed and buried the city's living population of dinosaurs. But that's what I would say on that.
So look this up real quick. 4,000 years ago, Grand Canyon.
Yeah. The Redwall limestone of Grand Canyon.
Okay, so first, sorry, he unplugged the mic, hoping it'll fix the static issue. So let me make sure
Okay.
that the mic is working again. It is.
It seems like I'm hearing you pretty clearly.
Yeah, but we're just on the phone with you. It seems.
I still hear static. It's crazy. Oh wait, I'm listening to this.
Yeah, you're like a minute behind. Maybe we just need to.
Wow,
It is also hot as shit in here, dude. Like the mixer could be getting too hot. The laptop could be getting too
Oh,
hot.
it worked. It's better.
It's better.
Yeah, it's better now.
Thank God. Okay. Crisis fucking averted, son. Like. Cheers to that.
Cheers,
All right.
Steve.
And so, we're talking about how do they know this was 4,000 years ago? That what they're dating was 4,000 years ago.
Well, that, I'm going to have to look that up because I'm not too prepared for that. I do know that when they go back, one way that I know that they would go back and do it is through genealogy, through Bible genealogy, to date it 4,000 years ago. But as far as the actual scientific evidence and how they date it, that I'll have to actually look up.
Okay. Can you hear? Okay. See, there was a big red flag. Dude, I'm about to take my shirt off. Todd is fucking here. Can you turn on the fan? We're all good. Okay. So the big problem I have with what you just said. No. There you go, right there. The big problem I have with what you just said was like you said they reconstructed this with Bible genealogy.
Well, I'm not saying that's the only way. I would have to actually go
Okay.
through and.
That's fair. Buddy, man.
I know that that's one way that they've done it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, dude, if you don't know, you don't know. I mean, I don't know, right? So that's not a big deal. I was just curious if they had. It comes back to this with science studies. If they had a methods section, like did they tell you how they determined this age? And so they could be massively misrepresenting, or not even misrepresenting, just massively misinterpreting the evidence for a young age when they could just be wrong. Like, I'll give you an example. So this is going to go completely against your age of the earth idea, but we found a crater in Greenland. The Hiawatha crater is what it's called, and for a while we were like, okay, this is probably 12,800 years old. Then we did some very in-depth dating on it, and it turned out to be 56 million years old, according to multiple different studies of dating methods and a bunch of different relative dating stuff, right? And so just because one scientist comes in here and says, oh, this is the age of the fossils we find here, that doesn't mean that that's necessarily the age. And there's one more thing I want to say, and then I'll let you continue. There's this saying in science that 90% of what's in textbooks is probably true, and 90% of what's in peer-reviewed studies is probably false. Okay? Because the peer-reviewed studies in the journals, that's where the battleground is. Like, you're putting forth your idea, and someone else combats it, and in 10 years, one of those ideas is going to win, right?
Right.
And So just because one article says one thing, to me that literally, like, it almost means nothing. And I don't mean to say that in an insulting way. It's just like there are so many papers, like we still don't really truly understand how the human brain got as big as it is. And because we don't understand, there's a new hypothesis every 5 months. Right? And so just because there's some anomalous stuff in the Grand Canyon, that doesn't mean that's the true explanation. That just means that, okay, we got some work to do.
Yeah. So we'll do that. We'll for our next session, maybe that's one of the things we can take a look at is how they're getting the 4,000 year date on the flood. So that
Well,
I'll
Steve,
make that
you will absolutely be a regular guest
Oh,
on our show. You're always welcome.
awesome.
From both of us, man.
You put up with me, huh?
Yeah, dude.
Man, the last one we had on the show.
Oh, awful. We didn't even post it.
Nope.
Oh wow. Okay.
But just nailed my shin on the table. Is it your question or our question next?
You know,
I think it's yours.
we can stop there for now on the because we are a little bit more limited on time. I had a few more things, but you know we can stop there for now.
Okay, yeah, we got 30 minutes left. So what I say we do is let's ask the question we have time for 2 more questions. 2 more each. And I think we'll be able to push
Okay,
through
well I
this.
only had 4 total, so that'll work.
Yeah,
Okay. Is it my turn or your guys'
it's
turn?
your turn. We just asked you about the flood.
That's right. Okay. All right. What argument do you feel is the strongest, or could potentially be the strongest, for the existence of God?
This is Otto's field.
I don't know, Steve. What's your best argument? Let's hear it. Do you have an argument?
My best argument
Yeah.
for God?
Yes.
Whew.
Besides the Bible. Let's have fun with
Besides
this one.
the Bible, I would say if you're going to take the Bible away, you're going to have to look at the fingerprints of God. So I'm going to say DNA, and I think DNA by far is probably the most compelling one to me because I think it's so complex that it just seems to me impossible that it could have possibly been created by random mutation. I think last week we talked about how one strand of DNA the size of the head of a needle has enough letter coding in it to stretch millions of miles into space, like beyond the moon. I mean, it's so incredibly complex and more complex than any supercomputer ever invented by man by a long shot. So I just feel like that DNA is just screaming and shouting that hey, there's an intelligent designer out there, and I that's all.
I wasn't trying to interrupt you. I was asking Otto a question. So if you have more to say, keep going, please.
Oh no, that's fine. That's basically all I can say.
So do you think DNA is the strongest evidence for God?
I would say the strongest example of God's handiwork in creation. Because to show God, God is he exists in a different, I guess you would say, dimension than we do. He exists in heaven. Now his spirit is everywhere, and his spirit we can't see. So obviously his spirit must exist in a different dimension. Perhaps, just kind of throwing things out there, but maybe in a parallel dimension that runs directly in course in line with ours. I'm not sure exactly how all that would work, but so to just point to God and say there God is, you can't do that. So you have to look for evidence of his handiwork in creation if he is making the claim of being the creator, and I think that's for sure, in my opinion, the most compelling evidence that I can think of.
For me, if I had to point to something and say that shows that there is a God, it would probably have to be also humans. Maybe not like DNA, but just the way we interact with each other, our moral compass, all of that. I feel like humans are so complex, that
Yes.
it would, I don't know, like I don't want to say we see God in each other, but like you always think about like, oh, treat that person as if they were God or as if they were the next Messiah, you know? It's always like treat people the way you would want to be treated.
Yeah.
And since we're all made in God's image, since we're all God's children, I feel like that's where we would find evidence of God is in each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's where I would find God. I don't know, Mason, what about you? Where would you find God?
Yeah.
What's the strongest argument for God, in my opinion?
Yeah, mine was that it's just each other. You know, you gotta find God in yourself and others.
That's a hard question to ask an atheist.
This one's gonna be a tough one for you.
So,
Like if you saw something, like I don't know, you see something, you're
like, is this a question that would be like, what would it take for me to believe in God, or what is the strongest argument for God?
Well, part of the question was, or could potentially be the strongest. So it doesn't have to necessarily be something that isn't actually used as an actual proof of God. It could be something that you feel could persuade you to believe in God.
Man, like, just true, sound evidence of the flood. Actually, no, I take that back, because there's many mechanisms for a flood that don't involve God. Man. Actually, for me, going to hell or heaven, that would be my,
Well, you have to believe in an afterlife, though.
yeah, but, I mean, I don't have to believe in an afterlife for it to be real, you know?
I guess.
So it's like, if I go to hell or heaven, I'm like, oh, shit,
But
man.
it's like
Okay,
you're
you
saying,
definitely know that.
it's like you're saying, yeah, it's like you're saying you'll die before you believe in God, which is true.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
but it's not like, the strongest argument is probably just the classic God of the gaps. Like, we have a couple gaps in our theories right now. And for Christians, that's the strongest argument, but for me, that just means we have a little bit more work to do.
Right.
So, I don't know if I have I don't know if I can answer that one. That's a good question.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. What's your guys' next one?
Job 38:14.
What does it
yeah,
say
yeah.
and how to interpret it?
Okay. And you were wondering if it supported a flat Earth. I'll go through it very briefly since we're getting really close on time. Basically, when you look at that verse, it says it takes on form like clay under a seal and stands out like a garment. If you look at the verses preceding that, it basically explains what it's talking about. And that generally, when you're looking at Bible verses, you can look at the context of the chapter that it's in, and you can generally find out what it's talking about. But when you read verse 12, it says, "Have you commanded the morning since your days began, and caused the dawn to know its place, that it might take hold of the ends of the earth, and the wicked shall be shaken out of it?" And then it says, "It takes on form like clay under a seal and stands out like a garment." So, according to Creation.com, they explained it like this: that the change like clay under the seal, which in any case doesn't say anything about flat or round. Rather, the earth or land changes its appearance as the dawn breaks, just as the clay changes appearance when a seal is rolled over it.
Okay, but what other shape does clay take under a seal than flat?
Well, it says the flatness of the final product is not what is being compared to the earth, but the changeableness of the material. So it's basically explaining how when the dawn comes up, how it spreads out everything at first. It seems hidden, and then it basically rolls out in front of you, and then basically he's comparing that to clay under a seal. And that's so it's not talking about the shape of the earth there. It's talking about the morning, the dawn, and how it appears to people as the sun is coming up.
Now, see, I'm no Bible scholar. I think you're a lot closer to that than I am. But doesn't the verse explicitly say Earth takes the shape?
It says it takes on form like clay. So So when it says it's basically going back to it's a continuing thought from the previous verses. It says when it's talking about the dawn.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely, and just for the record, I'm definitely not a flat earther. I'm just going to put that out there.
Oh, hey, you should have seen our last podcast, because one of the debates we're trying to have in the future is with a flat earther. And
Oh my
so
God.
we started talking to some flat earthers like live on our last podcast, and they came on our live chat and started talking shit. And it was fucking hilarious, dude. So hopefully one day we'll have a flat earther brave enough to come on here, because right now they're not.
They said we suck.
They did say we suck.
They said our channel sucked.
Oh, God. Okay.
But to me that's funny coming from a complete
Flat earther.
yeah.
That's all we'll say.
That's the only word we can really come up
We
with.
won't be mean.
I'll be mean, bruh. Alright, so I think that was a good answer, Steve.
Okay. Thank you.
That is why you will be a regular on our show. That is a prime example.
So he was saying that it's not literally the earth taking form as clay.
Why don't you explain it one more time?
Basically, what it's saying is in verse 12, if you look at the verses preceding it, it's explaining the dawn. It's explaining how the dawn folds out over the land as the sun is coming up, and it's comparing that to how it takes on form, how clay forms underneath the seal. Now, I don't know much about clay forming underneath a seal. I'm not very well versed on that, but apparently they are comparing that to the way that the dawn comes up and how the sun begins to basically spread out and reveal everything that's on the earth.
Okay,
That's
so
so weird to me though, like how you seal clay. Is it how like when you seal stuff with wax, you know, like
to
you
me
seal-
it's like a letter.
right, yeah, like a
Yeah.
letter, right? Like you seal stuff with wax.
This leads me to something I wanted to ask you that I should have put in the questions, but I thought about on the way over here.
Yeah, shoot.
The Bible has been edited over 30,000 times.
Okay.
Okay, so right now, like I'm looking it up, and yes, from one Bible it says it is termed as clay, etc. But in this Bible it says the earth takes shape. So
Okay.
my question is, why do you put
what
so
verse is
much
that?
faith in the Bible when it's been edited by humans and only humans
Mm-hmm.
over 30,000 times?
Well, what version was that, just out of curiosity?
This NIV, New International Version, but it looks like the King James Version has this.
Well, which is the one that has where it says the earth takes shape?
Okay, it says the earth takes shape as New International Version, New Living Translation, English Standard Version, Berean Standard Version, King James, New King James. I accidentally exited out, but you see what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of Bibles that have this verse and then a lot that have this. So how can you put faith in one verse of this Bible and not faith in the other this verse of this Bible?
Well, one thing to
Let
go
me
ahead.
let me add on to that. I think it's in Revelations. It may not be Revelations, but one book in the Bible says editing the Word of God is a mortal sin. And if that's the case, why are there so many different Bibles that say so many different things?
Right. Well, I guess that's a multi-layered question, so I have to answer that in multi-layers.
Yeah, start with the earth takes a shape in various different verses or Bible editions.
Well, I think that the first thing I have to do is I have to explain why there are different versions, because that's important.
Okay, go ahead.
To understand why there are different versions will help explain a lot of things. Now, a lot of the versions that have come out over time as the Greek translations have gotten better. So that's one thing that to note is that especially in the case of like certain versions like the NIV, as translations, as our ability to translate ancient Greek has gotten better, the version, some of the words have changed. Now, as far as readability, there are some versions that are better for not necessarily doctrine, but better for understandability. They've been dumbed down to the point where people can understand a little bit better what it's trying to say. A good example of that would be like the Living Translation. So there are some, but you wouldn't use that book for study because it's not, it's not using the exact words. It's basically transferring it over to more modern English so that like anybody on the street can read it and understand what it's talking about. So there's a reason for different versions.
Okay.
Now, I'm not a fan of every version. I'll just say that right now. Some versions have, I think, taken away a little too much, but there are some good versions out there.
Okay, that was a good answer. But still, like, it's been edited so many times. Like, how do you know the version you hold in your hand hasn't been edited in a bad way? See, like, the way I come from is like the more sociological approach is that religion was made to keep poor people and people who were disenfranchised happy with their life because they were going to have a great afterlife. Right. And that's something Michael Shermer kind of pointed out is like if you tell the workers you're going to go to heaven for working for me this hard, they're going to work a lot harder than they would have otherwise. Right? And so to me, that is the more likely explanation for all of the edits. Now, what you said is probably true. Like, I'm not saying you're wrong.
Right.
I'm just saying two explanations can explain the same thing.
Okay. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to agree with that, but yeah.
Okay.
That's a fair,
Hold on. Would you agree with it with other religions?
I would say, I would say that, I don't know, that's a hard comparison. I think with other versions, other religions, I think it would come down to inspiration and where it came from. My reasoning for not believing things like the Quran or the Vedas have more to do with spiritual answers. In other words, where the source came from, which in the opinion of Christians would be from Satan. That those things would have come from the devil. That they would have deceived people into writing those things and to actually putting them down and following them. So that would be more of my reasoning as to why that basically, kind of what we got back to before, that the world is under the sway of Satan. The Bible says that he is the God of this world. So in a certain sense, he is the God of this world. He influences people. He influences philosophies. He influences different false religions. So his main goal, his number one goal, is to draw people away from God. So that, I would say that has more to do with why I wouldn't accept other religious books. And I have read, by the way, I have read parts of the Quran. In fact, I've read quite a bit of it. I think I got about halfway through it, and then I stopped. So I have read some other books. I've read parts of the Book of Mormon, some things other than the Bible, but definitely believe the Bible, for sure.
Steve, do you go to church?
I do.
Do you go every Sunday?
I can't go Sunday because I work, but I go on Wednesday night, so I try.
That's good. It's been a while since I've been to church. It's been a while. I used to go with my mama. It's been a while.
Yeah.
No, and then like after a while, I would go by myself, but that's just because there was pretty girls in church.
Hey, I've been there, man. I was young once too.
Definitely. I don't know. So, as you may know, I'm agnostic, but that doesn't mean I deny God. It's just I'm not sure. Like, to me, if there was any way to say that all gods are the same God, then I would definitely accept it. But it just seems like every religion has their own different God.
Okay.
Their own different creator.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with religion at all. It has good morals, good ethics to teach. And then I just think the
I'm
problem.
getting a butt being here, but.
But then the problem comes when it starts to butt heads with scientists. And to me,
Right.
I've always had the idea of science and religion being able to go hand in hand, and science being the how and God being the why.
Right.
So, but then my thing comes to which religion has the right God. I think they all, in a sense, have the right idea, but then they start labeling, and so when you start labeling things, you know, people tend to choose a side or not, whether or not they like that.
It's pretty good beer.
Yeah, this is getting pretty deep here, man.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, hell,
That's the point.
I could sit here and talk for hours about religion and just the ideas of it,
Right.
and we get nowhere.
We get nowhere.
We get nowhere, right? Yeah, after hours.
It's 5:50 our time.
We can ask the last
Yeah, we
question.
We got 10 more minutes. I say we get to the question of what would it take to make you an atheist?
And for us Christians.
What a fun question, man. What would it take to make me an
I
atheist?
feel like that would be a hard one for you, right? Because like you're such a devoted man that I feel like damn near nothing.
And it's also like if evolution in your mind was proved with 100% without a doubt, what would that do to God for you?
Okay, so we'll start with the first one. What would it take to make me an atheist? The only thing that I could think of is if you go and you go to Israel. We have a pretty good idea of where Jesus was buried. Go to Israel. Start up an archaeological dig. If they'll let you, get approval from the Israeli government and the church that it's sitting in,
That won't happen.
and dig up the body of Jesus. And if you could do that, I'd say that yay. You know,
But
that's the one
didn't
thing
he get
that would
resurrected?
absolutely destroy Christianity, because Christianity is all based on the resurrection. of Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
okay, I get what you're saying. So like if they found it, that means that he did resurrect.
Right.
I get it. Okay, I get it.
Okay.
Everything-
That
right.
is, no, see, Steve, I respect you for that answer, like truly, because a big part of science is that question, like what would it take to make you change your mind? And if you say nothing, then it's like, okay, so you're an ideologue, not an idiot. Like that word gets confused. You just believe in an ideology more than you believe in the evidence. And
Right.
so
Now,
if you
the
say
Holy Spirit
nothing,
would have to-
if you would have said nothing, I'd have been like, okay. But since you actually gave me an answer, that was good, and I appreciate
The
that.
Holy Spirit would have a lot of explaining to do, like, okay, what happened? You know, you've been talking to me all this time.
Yeah.
But you know, that everything in the Bible is based on the resurrection. In Romans 1, it says that the resurrection is what proved Jesus to be the Son of God, and that, of course, is what he claimed throughout his entire ministry, that he's the Son of God. So everything hinges on the resurrection, and you know, that's what the entire Christian faith hinges on. It's not just the crucifixion, although the crucifixion was big. It really, you know, it
defines Christianity.
And can
Yeah.
I add one more thing? Like you said, you have a pretty good idea of where he was buried. So let's say you're wrong about where you think he was buried, and you dig up nothing, but his body's 50 yards away from where you dug. Right?
Well, you better start digging.
Yeah.
Start digging. Give me the funds then.
Yeah.
Give me the money and I'll go.
I'll dig up the entire country.
I'll dig up
Break out the
Jesus.
digger. Break out the digger, man.
Yeah.
Time to take the shovels out and bring the big old bulldozer in.
Bring
and
us
Yeah.
a screen.
All right, so that was a great answer, and I think your other question was kind of a reverse ask of that towards us, right?
For us.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Otto, what would it take for you to believe in the Christian God?
If aliens came down and they look like us,
Why would that prove it?
because then we
But
know
it's
that
but
we're
it's
made in a certain image.
But it's an infinite universe.
But if they have the same design as us,
I know, but like the whole thing of the multiverse and the infinite.
Me and Steven were actually talking about the whole multiverse and how God is multidimensional or
So
not.
like, but if the universe is truly infinite, then there is a world, a planet out there where we're having this exact podcast, but Steven is the atheist and I'm the creationist.
And I'm so agnostic.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So there is, if it's truly infinite, everything's gonna happen. including this 5 different times in 5 different ways.
Well, like if aliens came in a spaceship looking like you and me, just like humans.
But what if there were other aliens out there who looked like frogs?
Man, it's first come, first serve. and then.
And the other part of your question was, if evolution was proved wrong and scientists admitted it was wrong, what would that do to our view of God? So Otto, what would that do?
If evolution was proven wrong,
Yes.
that we don't evolve,
Or that we didn't evolve from a common ancestor.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we obviously evolve and mutate.
then
That's
the
obvious.
question would still be like where we come from, and I was,
That wouldn't do anything for your Christian God.
it would maybe like enforce it. Maybe like, well, this one theory we had that we thought was pretty well, settled, turns out to be wrong. So then what else do we know is wrong? If evolution gets proven wrong, then there's a lot more than just God attached to that,
Yeah, so like, for me it would be, that would largely depend on what we replace it with. So if we say, oh, evolution was wrong, but we have this other mechanism for this, then that wouldn't do anything. But if they were like, evolution is wrong, we found concrete evidence that we were all designed in a certain way and we never evolved from each other, then I would probably believe in God.
Well, yeah, like at that point, yeah, I would believe in the
But if
designer.
they had another mechanism, most likely not. That I would just, okay, that other mechanism is right, and there's no God needed still. Yeah. Well, Steve, this was a great little debate, and I'm glad it was a little bit shorter than last time, because I could tell you were getting a little bit tired last time. So.
Last time I think my mind at one point just kind of said, okay, goodbye.
Oh no.
Shit happens, man.
Well then, goodbye to you, Steve. Hands up.
Well, dude, we thank you very much for coming on the show again.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Thanks for having me.
We'll have you on again in the future. And if you really want to do us a favor, after this phone call's over, go ahead and go to our channel. We're live streaming right now, so you should be able to click on the video and see what we talk about the rest of the night. And
okay.
Just leave us a like.
Subscribe.
He's already subscribed. I know old Steve.
Is it live on your channel right now?
Do what?
Is it live on your channel right now?
It is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
live stream right
There's a minute delay, but other than that, yeah, it's completely live. Leave us a little thing in the chat, and we'll keep talking to you, man. I have your phone number. We'll line this up again in the future.
All right,
You're the
guys.
man, Steve.
No, you the man.
Oh yeah, not Mason
Hey,
though. Just you and me.
cheers to Steve.
Cheers to Steve.
Yeah, and my name is Mason, not Nathan. You know how many times I have to clarify that?
Mason?
No, it's Mason, like a stonemason.
Like a Freemason.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mason. Yeah, that's why I was thinking Mason. Did I not say it right?
Yeah. No, like whenever we were texting earlier, you were like, all right, Nathan.
Oh, yeah, Mason. Okay, yeah.
But it's okay. That happens to me damn near every day. So it's no worries. But, dude, we'll text you and figure out another day to keep this conversation going, because I think it's important.
Thank you so much,
Sounds
Steve.
good, man.
Thank you a lot.
Yeah. Hey, you too, guys. You too. Take care.
You too,
Yeah,
man.
you as well.
All right.
Bye-bye.
There we go. Hung up.
Yay!
Turn this microphone
That was an
up.
hour-long phone call
That was
with one of our favorite guests.
our only
Oh
guest.
yeah, I said our one guest, Steve, but
Dude, that was great.
that was fun. I don't know. We didn't really debate much. We just kind of. Oh, I guess you kind of debated a little bit. We just answered questions that we had for each other. Which
Yeah.
I think was a good setup, a good format.
I think it's better than just yelling at each other and fucking getting rude. Like
Did
on.
you,
What's up?
let me see the-
What is it?
We saw a Michael Sherman video on God not existing,
Yeah.
and my mind is
Mm.
breaking.
What I can do is pull this up on my computer and we can play the audio. Oh my god, dude, I'm such a fucking idiot.
But
We could have done this over Google Meets, like I said. I just I have the desktop audio muted.
Oh my god, the desktop audio?
So if I unmute that, it would record all the audio coming through the fucking computer. See, I'm not a computer dude.
God, dude.
It just clicked that we can do that next time.
You're obviously not a reading dude either. You can't read shit. That was good.
Alright.
Did you watch this video?
I've watched it many times. Let me pull it up on mine and we can play it through the recording.
Peter Hitchens, I kind of want to watch his.
Peter Hitchens is better than his.
I saw him sitting there. I just saw him like just sitting there like ready to say something.
Now Hitchens is better than Lennox's for
I
sure.
think Lennox had a good little speech.
Well, see, to me, Lennox was like pure just logical fallacy.
You think
Just
so?
misassigning shit.
I think his was just pure faith and hope.
Yeah, that's a logical fallacy to
You
me.
think so? Yeah. Well, so faith is, believing in something that you can't see and observe. So that in itself is kind of sketchy. But, I mean, he said some things about how science and God don't have to be completely separate, which I also agree on. Like I said, science is the how, God is the why.
Want to do Lennox or Hitchens?
I listened to Lennox plenty of times. Let's do Hitchens.
Hitchens?
Yeah, that's what he's got to say.
Clicked on the wrong one. Hold on.
And I don't know how the House voted that night. I don't know if they voted on whether or not they believe about it or not.
I don't either. I didn't look.
Yeah, me neither. And I don't even know, what, it's like 9 years ago, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty old now.
Yeah. So for all we know.
I gotta unmute it. Pop up OBS.
He looks like such a fucking nerd, dude. That's why when I saw him in the crowd, I was like, I gotta listen to what he has to say.
Of love, brotherhood, peace, justice, and turning the other cheek rather
Uh-oh.
Let's see what this sounds like.
than kicking the other guy in the crotch. And I have to listen. I have to listen while I'm doing it to these gentlemen who remind me constantly of the most irritating, infuriating, revolting person I ever knew, namely my adolescent self.
I wonder if Steve thinks
Honestly.
everything is a sin.
Honestly, I mean, haven't we all heard it all before? Horus, Mithras, they're all the same. No, oh no, they're not all the same. They all disagree with each other. They must be wrong. They can't all be right. This is the stuff of sixth form debate. There has been nothing serious said against the concept of God.
I would watch it later.
It's too much for my old computer, man.
Yeah, if anybody out there wants to drop some donations,
We could get a better computer for this if you give us like $2,000.
better studio, better mics, better bitches, better shoes, better clothes. Such thing as better bitches.
Ain't no such thing.
No such thing.
Here we are. Back in the yard.
Yup.
Hopefully not lagging as bad now. Dude, my computer gets overloaded very easily. Right?
Alright.
Yeah. So what are we doing next episode? What are we doing? Cheers for another successful debate.
Hell yeah.
One more piss beer?
I'm down. Fuck it.
Alright, fuck it.
We didn't get the usual Voodoo Rangers just because they didn't sponsor us.
Yeah.
Those sons of
So
fucking bitches.
we got, but see, any independent brewery that produces anything over 7%, we'll take a sponsor from. Cause this shit was good, dude.
Yeah,
I put that shit down.
I did too.
That was good.
Like we already finished that 6 case. We're on to a different 6-pack of beer.
We are
Maybe we should send emails to these different breweries.
live on stream.
No, be like, hey, go check out our YouTube channel. We got pretty good content.
Hey man, we almost got 300 views. Depending on how this episode goes, we'll break 300.
I feel like we answered some good questions today.
That was a good episode.
The favorite Bible story, that was the question I was
Most looking forward to.
Yeah, because I was like thinking like, damn, you got so many fucking Bible stories. You got fucking like 60-something books in this damn thing.
Got Cain and Abel. We got fucking
That's a
crucifixion.
good one.
Cain and Abel's good. I almost picked that one, but to me, crucifixion has a better message, which is just get over yourself, get over the struggles you go through, and get up the fucking hill, bro.
Cain and Abel was about killing somebody.
Over jealousy.
How would you do if you killed somebody? I feel like
I probably just wouldn't kill anybody. That'd probably be how I get over it.
I'm not a killer or anything.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's like wondering, like, man, what would it feel like to see somebody die in your hands? Then would you feel like a god or?
I guess it would depend on the circumstances you're killing someone in. Like if you're killing Hitler, it'd probably feel pretty fucking good to see him fade away in your hands. But if you're a serial murderer, it can't feel that
And
good.
it would also feel good.
Because you're already fucked up.
Yeah, fucking John Wayne, he fucking killed like 30 something different people, all buried under his.
Dude, that dude was a child murderer.
He-
John Wayne Gacy, that dude was nasty, bro.
And you know why he got away with it? Because they didn't care about homosexuals back then. A lot of his victims were gay, and so whenever like the gay boyfriend would be like, my gay boyfriend didn't return last night, the cops would be like, who cares?
I could probably see that.
Definitely, dude. Nowadays,
And
people-
see, like, you have, like, the women serial murderers back in the old times that were poisoning everybody. To me, that's like, I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, get after it, I guess, but
Yeah.
fuck me. Killing people. But when you start killing children, bro,
yeah,
it's like, nah, dude,
boys, yeah,
like,
something's wrong with you.
that's not good.
And then, have you seen the John Wayne Gacy tapes on Netflix?
No.
So you have the fucking Bundy. What's Bundy's first name?
Ted.
I was gonna say Tim, but I was like Tim Bundy. That doesn't sound right.
Ted Bundy.
You have his tapes on.
He was
Netflix.
also a child murderer.
For girls, right?
Yeah, he killed like a couple, like preteen girls, I think.
College girls, yeah.
No, like preteen, like 12. I think he did that a couple times. I think his like targeted audience was.
Do you think old civilization was as complex as modern civilization? You think they had the same problems we have today, like murderers?
Well, of course they had murderers, but they weren't having to talk about debt and mortgages and car payments and fucking credit.
Somebody in
I
Texas,
dare
Otto needs a mic.
Otto
For
needs
sure.
a mic. He does have a mic, you fucking whore.
I don't mean, yeah, I can hear myself. What the fuck? Who's Apple's Herb?
That's Seth.
Herb. I know. Apple's Herb. That's the dumbest name I've ever heard. Apples aren't herbs.
Apple shirt.
Oh,
Like sherbet.
Like sherbet.
I gotta piss.
I do too, bro.
Take a little monologue and then I'll take one.
Alright, folks. Today, y'all heard me and Mason talk with Creationist and our friend Steve Parker. And y'all may or may not know this, but I am agnostic. I am not sure whether or not there's a creator. Some of you might be like, all facts point to there isn't. Some of y'all might be like, all facts point to that there is. Man, listen, I believe that each and every one of us has God within them. Whether it's the Christian God, the Islamic God, I always think it's that because I got a P too. Whether it's the Jewish God, well, I guess Jewish and whatever. Y'all know what I mean. We need to be nice to each other, damn it. I'm tired of being mean to each other. I'm tired of waking up and seeing all the hate comments on our videos. Do some comedy. And that's exactly what I mean. All these stuff. That ball didn't break, bro.
Dude, what a gangster bottle
Shout
that bottle
out,
is,
yeah.
bro. One more piss beer?
Alright, yeah, I'll bring it back.
Alright, bet. Hey, don't grab the Modelo.
Okay.
Anything else in the fridge is pre-game. So
Got it.
now, it's the Mason monologue, folks. Let's pull this mic right over here. I don't know what I'm about to talk about, but we did have a pretty good old-fashioned debate with Steve. Went very well. We're going to have him on again in the future. Oh, you know what we should do, folks? Is hop back on the Globebusters YouTube channel and try to get them back over here in our chat. Because they were talking shit last episode about how echoey we were. But see, I spent about $100, $150 on some new equipment. And we're not echoing, motherfuckers. That's what we're about to do. I'm about to steal good old Otto's laptop. Hey, Steve, if you're still in the chat, man, I I hope my language doesn't offend you. That's just how I talk to literally fucking everyone I talk to. So if you think cursing's a sin, I'm definitely going to hell. Globe Busters. Imagine having a YouTube channel titled Globe Busters. You know what's funny? This YouTube channel came over here talking shit to us. They have 70,000 subscribers. And they wasted their time on us. Like we weren't gonna fucking laugh at them. Believing the earth is flat, bruh. Of course we're gonna laugh at you guys, man. Here you go. Which one did you get? The Oktoberfest again? Ooh, this is a different beer. At least Twist Off, bro, don't make me waste my time.
Dude.
It's not a
And
Twist Off.
whatever, you haven't even tried that hard. You just put it on your arm and twisted it.
That is better than your hand.
You think so? Bitch?
Did you actually open it?
Yeah, I got
Watch
it
this.
open. Ooh.
Just didn't fucking... Because your skin wraps around it and grabs it like a glove. What do you...
What are you talking
Dude,
about?
I think Globebusters, the 24/7 Flat Earth stopped because we were berating them so much.
You think they banned me? Probably.
Do you have a burner account?
That is the burner
I
account.
don't know.
Yeah, that's why I
God
can't.
damn it, we're using my phone. God damn it, I'll
Oh,
sign in.
that's right. We got Steven Park off the phone, so we don't have to fucking hold the phone up in the cup up here. Did somebody say do some comedy?
Yeah, Apple sure did, and that just made everyone laugh. Much harder than you ever could.
Oh no, what did you say?
I don't even remember.
What was I gonna say? What's the most recent joke that I've come up with? Fuck, I always forget it.
We don't come up with jokes, we make jokes on the fly. Let me,
Yeah.
I'll log in on my burner account on your thing if you don't mind.
They got moderators, so you know.
Do what? Dude, they fucking put me in an extended timeout.
New creation in Christ says you're okay, bro. Thank you.
Thank you. I asked him if my language offends him.
Thank you, Steve. Yeah, no, of course. Steve's very much a friend of the show.
He is. He'll be on here multiple times. Maybe
I was expecting
when we're millionaires from this show, we'll fly his fucking punk ass out here.
let's be thousandaires first.
And we'll have, dude, I only focus on the billions.
Billions! It went from millions to billions.
It did.
He's right. I'm only trillionaires. Mine's still up here. I got their, well, it's not their live feedback. Anyway, shout out to Steve Parks, what a guy.
Alright, I've never commented on the Globebusters channel with this account, so it should be okay.
They have a Globebusters live, don't they?
24/7, son. And that's what I'm about to go comment on and be like, hey man, we bought some new equipment, why don't y'all tune in?
Mace, hold on. What was your whole thing about Job 38:14 saying the earth was flat?
That there are so many different, that it brings up two problems. One, clay takes no other shape than flat underneath the seal. And two, some verses say it, referencing the dawn, according to Steve, or it says the earth.
It takes shape like clay
And so,
or steel.
editing the Bible is supposed to be a mortal sin, but there's so many fucking edits, everyone's a mortal sinner.
Well, you know who comes up with those moral things?
Humans.
The editors of
The
Bible.
editors.
Exactly.
Dude, I don't know what it is about your keyboard, but I can't type on it properly. And it's not even
I
working.
said the same thing. But I think she said that she needs like the pop-up keyboard and like the old school ones. I say old school, the ones we had in elementary school. Only 9 kids remember pop-up keyboards.
I was born in '99. I'm a '90s kid.
Yeah, only 90s kids remember the Pentagon being hit.
Hey,
Subscribe and like.
the joke I made last time about our video quality being equivalent to 9/11 footage is no longer true. Look at that quality. Look at that. It's beautiful.
This is like Columbine. No, I'm kidding.
I don't think Columbine was recorded.
I thought they had footage of the motherfuckers walking in.
Did they? They didn't walk in. They shot it. They shot everyone at 3 o'clock when everyone got out of class.
I think there's a movie about school shooters called Elephant. I don't know. I will need chat to verify. I need chat to be more than just.
If I wasn't using my phone as a camera, I'd hop on as Nonsense and Science, our channel, and start talking shit. Oh,
Hey, Apple, sure, if you're there, drop a comment real quick. from the.
And drop a like and a subscribe. This
Bro.
podcast hasn't subscribed yet.
We got 2 watching now, so you probably fucked off like the little bitch she is. Just like
No,
the
dude,
little-
I think they're done. Bro,
Fucking-
did we actually finally convince them that they're fucking stupid?
All that talk about fucking his wife, bro, he got to him. Yeah, Glowbusters, me and Mason made a fucking train on your wife
I didn't.
recently.
Otto is just making shit up over here.
Like 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago.
We're gonna get canceled because of Otto.
We
You know how
blindfolded,
many things I've had to edit out from Otto?
we blindfolded her, ran a train on her ass.
Jesus. I
We
think I forgot to subscribe to the other.
we whipped her ass a bit. She liked it. She said, "Thank God y'all believe that the earth isn't flat. Otherwise, I won't be able to come right now." That's all she said.
Bruh, I think the 24/7 live stream's done.
I didn't get banned.
No, this is my burner account that I've never even talked to them on.
What if they just know?
Dude, I'm dead ass.
It might be over.
You know how long I berated them trying to get them to come on our show and they refused to do it?
The little busters, what they got going on.
Well, damn. There goes our entertainment. While we finish this beer, we were going to talk shit to them.
Yeah, I guess we can talk about other stuff. Where did that come from? My phone?
Where did that come
I
from?
think it came from my phone. Oops. Which is Mason's laugh. This is body.
That was a good podcast.
Yeah, I enjoyed Steve's comment.
And I liked the shorter debate. Just because I could tell I could do this all night. But it gives us time to really reflect on it without it being 10 p.m. when we leave. You know?
Yeah.
It was pretty fucking late last time
With
with
that
Steve.
sunlight still.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I don't know, what was your takeaway from this? Because mine, like, honestly, the takeaway kind of started when you sent me that clip of Michael Shermer to watch. And then I also watched John Lennox's clip. And so I was like, this is a good place to start.
Yeah, it was a good little icebreaker.
Whether or not I get, the Christian God is the true God. Did I get that one? There's mosquitoes in this garage. I did, look. Caught his ass on my fucking head.
Hell yeah, dude.
Fuck
There are
mosquitoes.
skaters in here, man.
Fuck mosquitoes. I hate mosquitoes.
There's a little bit of sitting water behind your house after it rains. And that's where they lay their eggs where the water's not flowing, so the eggs get swept away.
You think Noah caught 2 mosquitoes?
I don't even know that ever existed.
Really?
No.
Those fucking floods, man.
I don't think Abraham existed.
What did you think of Michael Shermer saying that those floods were not global or not all
That
at
they
once?
weren't.
No.
Of course not. There would be. Because look, like whenever we had our little ancient civilization debate, I showed you pictures of just straight up proof of massive flooding.
Yeah.
Some waves 1,000 feet high,
And
right?
he was saying that it wasn't global.
I know. And that was concentrated in one area,
Yeah.
very northern U.S. ice cap boundary, because the glaciers melted very quickly, right?
Sure.
So if there was a global flood, we would find evidence like we find in the Washington Scablands all over the planet, and we don't.
I thought it was interesting that he made a specific point to say not all at once, but
The ancient Egyptians have a global myth flood. You know where they lived?
where?
The Nile River, which has a massive floodplain. Fucking massive,
Yeah.
right? So when that river floods, their entire earth is flooded. When you were a kid, before you traveled outside of Arkansas, you thought Arkansas was the world, right?
Right. The little trailer park.
Yeah, if your
Yes.
trailer park got flooded and your trailers were carried away, you'd be like, oh my God, the whole fucking world is on fire.
Oh my God, Texas must be flooded.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Dude, there's so much like human psychology.
Yeah, humans blame themselves for shit.
Fucking A.
They blame themselves for everything.
Because who else? You gonna blame it on God?
No, you're just gonna blame it on fucking physics and nature.
I guess on chance. I guess the best thing.
I just happen to live in the wrong spot.
Yeah, the way she goes.
Yeah, the way she goes.
The way she goes.
Yeah. Cheers, dude. That was a very successful podcast.
I think so too, yeah.
I think we need to wait a solid like 2 minutes until I press stop after we're done. I'm not done yet. I got another till
Piss
7.
beer. We got another piss beer.
Possibly.
Possibly.
You got another piss beer in you after this? We're gonna have to sit here and sober up for a little bit, dude.
I got a shot of vodka in this.
A shot of vodka. This
Hey,
dude's out of his fucking
everybody drop
mind.
a chat, blow up if y'all want to see us take a shot of vodka.
Yeah, chat. I'm dead ass. If you say shot of vodka in the chat, we'll take a shot on camera.
I am too, but chat's a bunch of punks. Shots. The chat says.
What did my moderator say?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, bro. Cheers, bud. Your mama pulled
I
up.
love my moderator.
Your mama pulled up and she was like,
Dude, she scared the shit out of me. I dead ass. I bet you'll see it on the recording. I was like,
yeah, I was like, wait.
what the
And then
fuck is that noise?
I saw the car pulling up.
I didn't see it. Like, I looked at you first with my headphones off,
Yeah.
and then I looked back and saw her car, and I was like, oh.
Then the static. I wonder if the static was caused by. It was like for like a little 5-6 minutes.
This was a $65 mic. This cord may not be that nice.
Yeah, because as soon as I unplugged it and plugged it in.
This cord could be the cheapest possible thing. Because this mic, I don't feel like this is very cheap. This thing sounds fucking amazing.
Really good mic. Yeah.
So I feel like they had to short it somewhere. Because the tripod's good. Look at this, folks. Can't even see it no more.
Y'all can hear us though.
Yeah. This is a high quality microphone. I have a feeling they took a shit on us with the cord. Because as soon as you fucking did your little thing, everything went back to normal.
Is this from Jared?
Yeah.
Shout out to J14.
Yeah, for sure. He said he's still down to come on the podcast.
I know, and I would love to get him live, but you said, a live
We
podcast
need-
would be harder.
We need to figure, like, my dad, he used to own a like speaker company, and he said he's gonna give us a full board mixer, which has like
So he could,
multiple.
like,
Hey, turn that down. I'm sure myself laughing.
He could, yeah. He could be in between us. Jared could.
Yeah, but no, even like, give me like another month, and I can buy 2 more of these, and we can just have the mixer. I can be right here, but see, goddamn it, Otto, you're gonna have to fucking put some money into this too.
I will. Don't say it on camera.
If you buy 2 more cameras, I'll buy 2 more mics, and we'll have you there, our guest here, and we'll have a mic here, a mic pointed at me, and a mic pointed at you.
Any old camera? Or what kind of
Just a
camera?
camcorder. I can plug up to here.
Okay. Well, I'll see what I can find.
Because then we could have live guests. We could have Trevor on for the climate change debate. We could have Jared on to just talk shit with.
Trevor called me earlier.
What'd he say?
Just, like we should hang out or go to.
Oh, it was just a normal
Yeah,
conversation.
just
You've made me think it was about the podcast.
No, but I was like, I gotta go to the podcast because he called me today. He was like, "What's going on?" I was like, "Well, the podcast going." You know what his dumbass said?
What did this dumbass say?
He was like, well, podcast. I was doing the podcast today. I gotta do the podcast on Thursdays. I was like, Trevor.
Today's Thursday, bruh.
And he goes, oh. And then he's like, yeah, that was kind of smoked out. So Trevor, you're listening to this.
You're smoked out,
you
bro.
Motherfucker.
You better bombard him to tell us to subscribe. Hey, chat.
Please subscribe.
Chat, will you tell us, the first person to comment, vodka shot, yes or no, we will go with that decision. Yes or no. Not
Chat
Otto.
said yes.
Otto is here. So basically, my lovely, lovely girlfriend, or Seth's bitch ass.
Or my girlfriend's.
Is she watching?
She was watching earlier.
She gave up on you, bruh.
What? No, she was
With
watching.
the podcast. I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah, she might have. she said, this is.
See, my girlfriend's a moderator. She'll ban your fucking podcasts, bruh.
She's like, this isn't going anywhere. Why are you going over there today? I was like, you know what?
Dude, you just shook the camera like the T-Rex in Jurassic Park would have. Do it again.
I
Watch
said-
it. Do it again. Watch
I said, you know what?
it.
Do a shot. My girlfriend said that.
Oh!
I'm kidding, baby. Everything I said, you're not. No. You're very great.
Chug? A chug?
And then a shot?
I don't know about another shot. This is a shot. A chugger?
Yeah, we'll do chug. She said yes.
Here we go.
Cheers. She just texted me saying do a shot. She said it won't let her do it because she's spamming. Quit spamming. Quit spamming.
Or my moderator will ban you.
This is a place of discourse, not foolery.
Retardation.
Yeah, this is a place of discourse.
You didn't spell that right.
Discourse?
There you go. You were wrong at first.
I spelled Discord. We should get a Discord.
Actually, at the risk of sounding like a complete fucking idiot,
Go ahead.
I joined a little UFC 4 league on Discord.
I always thought about it. I have Discord downloaded. It's just I'm always scared to fucking meet new people. So I'm afraid that if I go to Discord for like Smash.
I just found this little league. And I was like, dude, I'm getting bored with the online competitive championships that I stomp on everyone. I was like, is there a league of like good people where we could have a little tournament? And I found one.
Is it money tournament? Like you pay money and you could possibly.
Maybe the degenerate of me will introduce the line of betting to the tournaments.
No, dude, because most like professional gaming tournaments have a
No,
prize
dude, I'm
cash.
dead ass. I could compete in those kind of tournaments for UFC. It's almost embarrassing.
Have you ever been to one?
I haven't, but I stomp on
Listen,
people,
you
bro.
think that.
No, I'm telling you.
Until you actually compete other people, not just online.
No, see, like there's a quick
Wi-Fi.
fights that's not ranked, and then there's the ranked. Dude, I teabag people on ranked. It's not even close 95% of the time. Every now and then I'll run into someone where I get a little bit too cocky and get my ass beat.
But online has that latency, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, no, dude, see, I would gladly show up to an esports tournament, and if I get knocked out in the first round, I'm like, okay, let me humble myself a little bit.
You have Facebook? You asked me the other day.
I don't have anything. The only reason I asked you that is because Steve was like, we can do it over Facebook. But now that I know that desktop audio exists on fucking OBS, we can just get them on Google fucking Meets because I paid for it.
UFC 4 tournaments.
Dude, if you show me a video, I'll be able to tell you within 30 seconds if I'd stomp on that dude or not.
Esports.
And it's likely I'd stomp on him.
It seems like the UFC actually has an esports league.
Yeah, they do. I clicked on it, but it's old as fuck. Like, look at the date on that tweet.
Yeah, take me to Twitter. 2022. September 2013.
Oh, that's pretty recent. Oh no, ESFL. That's the league I'm in.
Dude,
And I'll stomp on everybody.
do it.
I'm in a tournament on Saturday.
Are you where?
No, just like we're all doing it online.
How'd you get to it? To Reddit?
No, I just did the same Google search you just did and found that league and joined the Discord. And I have to do their stupid little tryout thing tomorrow at some point, but that's not going to be a problem. I'll stomp on whoever's trying to fucking. It doesn't matter.
I competed in the Smash Bros tournament once.
How'd you do?
8th place.
Nice.
My first time, dude.
Now, see,
First
like
time
that's how I
competed.
feel will go down with UFC.
And what's funny is like a lot of people at the tournament next to like their name tag. I forgot what mine. I think it's just Otto.
Mine's just a crazy llama. I made it in
Right,
7th grade. I
your
won't change
name
it.
tag. Mine was just Otto. That's what it was on the Switch.
I mean, what are you gonna do?
And anyways, like
Should we do another piss beer?
I'm down, but hold on.
Okay.
At the tournament,
Sorry.
at the tournament, a bunch of people like on the bracket next to their name had in like brackets good.
And you stomped on him?
I stomped on them. So then I go to the fucking person hosting the tournament. I was like, how come my name doesn't have good on it?
Yeah.
He was like, we can change that. And then he changed it. He typed good onto my name. So.
See what blows my mind is in this UFC Discord. So who's trying to fucking run it?
Yeah.
And everybody just kept ignoring me. And I was like, listen, I told him, I was like, if it was, yeah, I was like, if it's just striking, you'll beat me. If it's just grappling, you'll beat me. But if it's both, I'll stomp on him. It's that simple.
I was whooping Glenn's ass at fight night the other night.
For real?
Yeah.
No, dude,
The
no.
boxing game, yeah, at EA's fight night, I was whooping his ass. Glenn, if you're watching this, I was whooping your ass, bro.
Dude, see, whenever I play Fight Night, I have a very particular strategy.
What do you do?
And it's like, I wait till round 8. I just block, throw a couple strikes, I lose the first fucking 8 rounds. And then I knock you out in round 8 or 9. Because you're out of stamina and I'm full.
That's
so
what
I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
That's what I do in UFC too. I lose the first 2 rounds every time. And that's why sometimes I'll lose fights. Because like if I don't manage to knock them out in the 3rd round, I'll lose. But 95% of the time, you're dying in the 3rd round. Because you fucking were coming at me with everything. And I was just blocking, throwing a couple body kicks. And then 3rd round comes around, you have no stamina, and I'm full. Like, it's game time, motherfucker.
It was my first time playing that game, and I was beating Glenn's butt. Glenn was like, he was so proud. He was like, man.
He doesn't lose. He used to tell me that.
Me and the boys used to run this all the time.
He was like, I don't lose.
I don't lose.
He said that, didn't he?
He got like one. He knocked me down once, and then I was just whooping that ass.
Knocked you out or down?
Down, like.
You got back up?
Yeah, I got back up. I figured it out. It's I like Fight Night. I think it's pretty good. How they
Well,
do that.
there's a new boxing game coming out called Esports Boxing Club,
Yeah.
ESBC on the Xbox. And it was supposed to come out in December of last year, but they were smart and were like, hey, there's still a couple bugs that we don't feel like getting bad reviews for, so we're gonna work on this some more.
The late games are always good.
They are.
Yeah.
Because you get shit like Cyberpunk 2042,
Yeah.
which is dookie in the fucking drawers. Like, it's seeping into the fucking,
Sadly.
it's seeping into your drawers. It's so bad. You know what I mean?
It leaves a stank.
Yeah.
All the.
But you get a game like ESBC who's like, hey, this would have shit y'all's pants, but we're gonna fucking make this better.
You ever seen Breath of the Wild gameplay?
Did I play Breath of the Wild?
You have?
Of course.
You like it?
Yeah, it's a good game.
They're making
It's not my style, like it's not my type of game,
Yeah.
but it was a good game.
The sequel was announced.
No way.
Yeah, Tears of the Kingdom.
I don't think I progressed more than probably 5%
Yeah,
into the
you
story.
should. I gave it
I don't have a Switch anymore though.
Oh, really? You're
My son has a Switch, but I don't.
Okay.
That's his. Like,
I was
I'm not gonna be like, give me that shit, bitch.
That's yours too at this point.
No, it's not. I'm not gonna be like, Slayton,
It's
man,
a good game.
fuck you, give me the Switch,
I would
that's
say,
mine.
I would say play through it.
I do that with the Xbox, but.
That's your Xbox.
I would never say that to him, obviously. But
What's a good Xbox game?
the UFC 4.
Game Beast.
Yeah, of course. Me and Sarah have run that multiple times.
Me and Aaron play that bit.
Me and Sarah used to go hard at that. We'd get mad at each other.
We
Be like,
Aaron-
hey, what the fuck?
We
Like,
would do the waves. We would do like waves, like 2-on-2 versus just waves.
oh, that shit's fun.
That shit's
But
so
we would
fun.
play online, like free for all.
That's
And then
fun.
Sarah would be like targeting me.
She's right next to you. Fuck no. I'd be like, get the fucking people 100 miles away from us.
I know. Go over there.
Yeah,
Leave me the fuck
seriously.
alone until we're the only 2 alive. And then I'll fuck your shit.
Connected to the same internet connection. Fuck off.
Let's play rock paper scissors. See who gets the beer.
Alright, you know my strategy.
Just don't ask me the color of my shirt.
Okay.
Just
It's like
it's 1-to-1. No best 2 or 3. None of that bullshit. Whoever wins this goes against beer. You saw it first. Rock paper scissors shoot.
Ah!
Fuck!
That's right.
God damn it!
Mason's so upset that he lost.
I don't like losing. I'm a sore loser.
You know, say
Yeah, if I lose in UFC 3 times in a row, I come to bed angry.
If I lose, I have to build up anger in me. It's just like built up in me. I have no way of releasing it, so I go to sleep.
I'm gonna take a piss while I'm out here, so it's gonna take a second.
I go to sleep with all this anger. I just have bad dreams, you know. I just have bad dreams of people stalking me and shit. People shooting at me. People stabbing me in parts that really hurt. I don't know about y'all, but my dreams can get pretty vivid sometimes. If y'all have a vivid dream story, go ahead and just drop it down in the comments below. We'll read it. We'll definitely read it because right now we have like 2 comments per video. Anyways, I be getting these fucking lucid ass dreams about me and the people in my life, and you know, you wake up not a frantic, but you just wake up and you wake up feeling different, feeling off. You know, you don't wake up normally. Sometimes I wake up and I'm like, who the fuck set the clock to 11 in the afternoon? But that's just because the clock is set to 11 p.m. But at other times I just wake up just confused as fuck because I just woke up from a different reality. You know, dreams can be different realities, and the way that they affect you in this reality is real. You know, I'll wake up from a dream when my girlfriend cheated on me. You know, she's banged 5 other dudes, and I wake up and I'm like, my God, I can't believe you did that shit. I'm like, I wake up pissed. You know, I wake up actually upset. You know, my girlfriend didn't do anything. You know, she slept beside me the whole night, but you know, in my dream, you know, she banged those 5 dudes, and I'm just like, my goodness. I wake up just pissed off as shit, feeling like she's a no good, degenerate, for the streets whore. But that's not the case. You know, the case is that she's a good person. She loves me. I love her. I love you, baby. But that fucking dream I have of you being a fucking bitch, I just can't shake it out of my head. You know. What the fuck was I talking about? I'm sorry. I kind of just derailed on nothing. We're talking about, oh fuck, I don't even know. There's like 2, 3 of y'all listening. I appreciate our listeners. It's only getting better from here. You know, we got a better mic, we got a good camera compared to last weekend. Last weekend, the camera was just fucking booty.
Dude, I keep forgetting to introduce a new staple to the podcast.
Staple.
We need to come up with a name for him.
What are you talking about?
This guy is going to be on every episode for the rest of this series. Look at this dude. He's a gangster, bro. He looks fucking retarded.
I seen that dude at like fucking, what's that place called?
Look at him.
Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby is where you get this guy.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
You get it at Plantopia, bro.
I love this guy.
I do too, man. That's why I was like, all right, he's our new staple. That dude's a gangster. Look at him. He's got a bendy tail. He's a fucking G. And he looks like he's a fucking idiot.
I was gonna say, ask him a question and I'll answer.
What's your name?
My name is Mason.
Mason. I say we go with like Steven or like Jeffrey.
I don't want to say Steven because we already got Steven.
Oh, we do.
My name is
Jeffrey.
My name is Seth.
Oh, dude, these aren't twist offs.
My name is Seth, and I'm pretty stupid as shit.
That's Seth.
Yeah, that's
All right, that's Seth.
My name is Seth, and I'm pretty dumbass lizard. You know, I ride my bike around. I live with 2 other people. I'm pretty stupid as it comes.
Let me see your beard. This isn't a twist off.
I'm kidding. That's not Seth, dude.
Seth, hey, Otto doesn't know how to open a beer on a sharp surface. That isn't a twist off. So I'm gonna give you a little lesson, Otto. You put the little bottle cap right here.
Yeah.
And then you just bang it. Boom.
But then look what it does to the wood.
Do what?
Then look what it does to the wood.
Who gives a shit? That's what the wood's for. It's for opening beers.
Let's call this guy.
Next time I'm gonna bring my headphones so you can actually use yours instead of just some earbuds.
Let's call him Marlboro. This is Marlboro.
Marlboro? Like a
Marlboro.
cigarette?
Yeah. Shout out to our sponsor, Cigarettes and Dick Pills.
Cigarettes and what?
And Dick Pills.
And dick pills like Blue Chew and fucking Roman?
Yep.
Sometimes you just gotta use them. Oh my god, I just spilled that like a solid eighth of that beer all over my leg. This has been a great podcast, ladies and gents. We're getting better with time, alright? I invested in this mic. My girlfriend actually invested in old Seth here. And then we got a mixer from our buddy who's a rapper. Trying to make a life out of that. And then soon we're going to have a board mixer so me and Otto can each have a mic. What'd you just go do? Outside?
Yeah.
Right there on the pillar?
No, I hit myself. I don't want the neighbor boys to see me. What was I gonna say, dude?
Pour your beer, you whore.
Fucking I forgot.
Don't pour it on your laptop.
Pour it on myself.
I did that.
Dude, I can't I don't know what I do. Every time I drink though, I swear to God, every time I drink, I spill something. Like that.
Smell something?
Spill.
Oh.
Spill.
That's because he is an idiot, folks. We're gonna have to figure out let me see. Let me fuck with the tripod here. We didn't have enough time because we were in such a rush with old Steven.
Yeah, Steve's a good guy. He just has a curfew of things. No, dude, Steve has good ass answers. You're like, Steve?
Oh my god, that's so much better.
Bitch, why are you so tall for? Bitch, why are you so fucking tall for?
Because I'm not blocked by the mic and I'm not blocked by the mic. My cord's long. Dude, I extended that whole tripod. I think it's tall as hell.
This one?
Yeah, that's not even half of the first chamber, and there's 3 more after.
I was gonna think you gotta get on the ground and have
Maybe, but I need a 10-foot cord for that.
to all our viewers, please donate.
We have a tip jar in the about section.
What's this guy's little name?
I called him Seth just now.
No, that's too much of a dumb name. He's not that dumb. Let's call him.
No, he's not that dumb.
Let's call him Richard.
Richard? Like Dick?
Yeah, his old dick.
He's a homie, bro. You can't be calling him Richard. That's an insult.
Let's call him Darwin.
That's a good one.
Old Darwin.
Old Darwin.
This is Darwin.
Darwin will make an approach in every episode from here on out. I just forgot about him. And then I remembered him while I was taking a piss. It's like, brought him on camera.
He's a good little addition.
He's a gangster.
Oh man. I feel like we were going to talk about something serious just now, but then.
So what do we do next episode, huh?
Oh, next episode. What's next? It's just going to be you and me drinking beers.
What are we talking about?
What's going on in the world right now? Do you know who PB Rock is?
Nope.
He's a rapper who recently got shot in LA.
Oh, you want to hear a drama story?
Yes. Yes.
My aunt is about to go to prison.
Prison?
Prison.
Not jail?
No.
What's the difference between prison and jail? Do you know?
Prison is a federal sentence, jail is a state sentence.
Federal. Damn.
So her boyfriend decided to go shoot up a Dollar General,
That's fun.
right?
Yeah.
She decides to try to hide the gun from him, and gets caught. They did not give her bond.
Nothing.
Nothing. There is no bond available for her. She got 2 charges. It was like aiding a assault with a deadly weapon or something,
Wait,
and then obstruction of justice.
did somebody die?
I think 2 people got shot. I don't know if anyone's dead yet. It's not over yet. They could die, right?
They're in critical condition.
Yeah, but here's the crazy part. She
Yeah.
has a child. So she's a piece of shit. Is basically what I'm getting at. She's about to lose her kid because her boyfriend shot someone and she decided to try and help.
Man. It's like
Idiot.
the boyfriend had the gun. He asked her to hide it.
And she obliged like a retard. If
Yeah.
someone came to me, like if Otto came to me and was like, hey, I just killed someone with this gun, I need you to hide it. I'd be like, bro, I got kids, bro.
Be like, alright bro, 911. Yes.
I'm not hiding For my vape bill, man. It's in my
I
pocket.
got one here too.
It's in my pocket.
That is crazy. That, well, do you think she did it out of love?
No, I think she did it because she's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, you don't know how.
Alright, I
Yeah,
left my vape juice in my car and it needs a refill. I'll be right back.
It's okay. So you think she did it out of just idiocracy?
She's always been one of those people that like glorifies the street life.
Oh, listen to like trap music?
I wouldn't even like necessarily say that. It's just like someone who's always been like, oh, if I'm real, I gotta be a street person, you know?
Yeah,
it's
I
just fucking
understand.
stupid.
I mean, that can only get you so far. The street
It can
life.
take you to prison.
The street life. Let me tell you where the street life got me. The street life is taking me far, you know, it's taking me to different places. The street life's taking me to Europe, it's taking me to France. You know, the street life's taking me to Normandy. I've been up in Normandy before, you know, meeting up with some shady dudes that have accents in their names. The street life's not for everybody, folks. Let me look at the camera. It's not for everybody. You know. If you're born in the streets, if you're born knowing nothing but being hard and doing shit, I don't want to say little things. Can I tell you something? Listen, my uncles used to strip wires for the copper. And I was like, oh, that's a nice little hobby, you know, stripping wires for copper. But only until recently, I was like, where the fuck did you get these wires from? Where did they get those fucking wires? I don't know. I was there.
Out of someone's house you don't know.
I was there helping them strip them. I was like,
Who was
yeah,
this?
my uncles.
Your uncles?
My
So
uncles.
sometimes your uncles are the biggest G's you
My
know.
uncles, they were just like, hey son, come over here and help us strip these coppers while we drink some beers. I was like, fuck yeah.
I'll drink some beers with you. I'll do some coke with
They
you for
gave
sure.
me
Wires,
some
bro.
sips here and there. I'm not gonna say they got me drunk or not, but
How old were you? Say an age that won't incriminate them even if it's not true.
I was gonna say old enough to remember, so whatever that age is. I don't know.
By the time we're 50, we won't remember what happened today. Although this was a pretty memorable debate.
I was gonna say,
So we might.
what do you think like when people who like on their deathbed just get flooded with memories? Have you heard about that?
Yeah, that's pretty human.
You think so?
I think so. Also, there is very good evidence that DMT floods your brain upon cardiac arrest. It may not happen if you get shot in the fucking head because you don't have time to go into cardiac arrest. But once your heart stops, I mean, there's unbelievable amounts of evidence for like mammals, like rats in the lab that go into cardiac arrest. The DMT in their brain jumps up to like 50 times, dude. You may genuinely just be fucking tripping balls when you're about to die. And you're just like thinking about, oh shit, tripping. You know?
I wonder what releases it. You know, like if it's actually.
It's the pineal gland.
No, I know that, but like what triggers it in your system to release
To
it?
me, so there is this,
Is it adrenaline that releases it, or
I don't,
like the shock of dying?
I think DMT being released in your brain is your body's last attempt at jumpstarting your heart.
Yeah.
Because there is this team, they're in America now, but they've been trying to, basically they've kind of discovered DMT works almost as well as a defibrillator for restarting the heart. Like if you inject DMT, your heart will just fucking jump back. I can't remember the name of the team that's doing these studies, but I think it's just a natural mechanism for just being like, oh my god, my heart's fucking stopping. Let me,
I'm dying.
yeah, let me inject the most insane chemical into my body to try to get my brain to jumpstart my heart. That's what I think.
Did you have the feeling of dying when you did it?
Yeah.
You did like
Well, I've
this is it.
never died, so I don't know. But when it happened, it was definitely like, yeah, fuck, I did it.
I
I'm
fucked
dead.
up, right? Is
I
that
did. Yeah, I'm dead. And then like
That's
10
what-
seconds
that's what
later,
Rob
you're
was
like,
saying about DMT. Yeah, you're like, fuck, I'm dying.
but then you start sobering up. Like DMT is a very quick experience.
15
Like,
minutes, right?
it's shorter than that for me most of the time. I mean, it's not much longer than 5 minutes. And so it's like very quick. So you're like, oh my god, I just died. I did it. I died. And then like a minute later, you start sobering up and you can feel your breath, and you're like, oh, I did a drug. I forgot I did that. You know what I mean? And then by the time you're back to sober, you're like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck just happened to
when we did Molly that one time, I kind of forgot that we were on a drug.
That's a scary thing.
I was just kind of like,
Whenever you're like, why is my brain acting like this? Like, what the fuck is wrong with me right now?
yeah.
That's a scary fucking
I
thought.
kind of forgot that we like all took a drug, and I was just like, me, that experience, I was like, oh fuck, why are y'all so fucking stressed out? Like, I feel great, but then,
See, Apple sure stressed me out.
yeah, he stressed me out too, bro. He was
See,
like,
like I smoked a little bit of weed right before they come up, which was a mistake.
I know,
And
bro.
so I was already like a little on edge, but
And
at
you-
the end of the day, I'm very experienced with this shit.
And
So I was just like, I'll be fine. Just give me like 5 minutes. I'll be alright. Just
You
give
remember
me
the first time you and I smoked, and I was like, yeah, smoking weed during the climax is
Yeah,
not good. And you
it's
said,
not a
yeah,
good thing.
it's not a good idea.
It's not. Well, because
I wonder why.
I know why. So weed blocks the receptor that LSD, MDMA, mushrooms activate.
Yeah.
And so your brain gets really confused. You're like, am I fucking like tripping or not? And so
Yeah.
1 second you're like, oh my god, I'm tripping. And the next second you're sober and you're like, what the fuck is going on? Like, this is weird as fuck.
I missed it.
And so you start freaking out. But see, Seth,
Apple shirt.
he hadn't been through a classic freak out due to a psychedelic before. I've been through like many of them. And so
Yeah.
I was just like, at first I was just like, he's gonna calm down, he's fucking fine. And then he grabs me and goes, this is too much. And I was like, dude, you're fucking fine, just leave me alone, bro. Just go sit the fuck over there and look at the TV.
No,
Right?
I remember
And
that.
then he comes to me and he goes, are you sure this is Molly? And I was like, dude, you can't say that ever. Like, if we die, we die, but you can't put that in people's heads while they're tripping.
Seriously.
And I was like, go sit the fuck down. And then I was like, I need to get the fuck away from him. So I was like, I went upstairs and fucking laid down. And then my girlfriend came up there and was rubbing my head and it felt amazing. And I was just like, look, you can't be saying that type of shit. What's our moderator saying?
Hold on, somebody said that's enough lovey-dovey. Trevor, lovey-dovey about what? And then Mario said $40 lizard. That's a priceless lizard.
That is a priceless lizard. Forget the price. He'll be here every episode.
And Trevor, you can go fuck yourself.
Let me bring old dude back into the picture.
Darwin.
Darwin? That's his name?
What's his name? Darwin.
Darwin?
I think Darwin's a good name.
That's a good name for this old lizard here. Look at his tail.
Unless you want to name him like Benny.
Look at his tail. It's like a bobblehead.
You can see it on the camera.
I know, you can just like flick around.
It's like slow motion.
It's great.
Do my dance on your chest.
Well, dude, this was a great episode. I say we go another 30 minutes and call it a night, yeah?
30 minutes about what though?
What do we do next episode? I feel like that's where our little identity crisis came from. Was not, because like we tried to do a fight night thing. I didn't eat anything all day. Tried to drink like I'm drinking now and threw up for 3 hours.
We could do like contemporary stuff.
And see, I'm still down for fight night stuff.
I am too. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, I do too. I just gotta eat before I go and drink like
That
a
Thai
madman.
to Rivasa fight, that would have been a good one to have a live react to.
Yeah, I know. I just like the only thing I had to eat that entire day was a bag of Doritos.
Who else fought that night? Kamaru Usman? He got
No,
Is that Kamaru
that was
Usman?
on August like 19th.
What fight? Oh, Cyril Gane and.
Cyril got Robert Whitaker fought
Yeah.
Robert Vittori. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm still down for the fight night episodes. That sounds fun. You just gotta remind me to eat because I have this weird thing where I like won't eat until it's like 6.
Do you fast?
Not on purpose, but unintentionally, yes. Because I wake up and hit nicotine. Like, dude, if I wake up at 3 a.m., my first thought is, where's the vape?
When you smoke weed, you still get the munchies?
I don't smoke anymore.
But when you do,
Yeah.
you get the munchies? I think
Dude,
that's
I'll eat the house out.
Exactly. I think that's a lot of people's problems that, they'll smoke weed, get the munchies, the next day they'll be full as fuck. So like they're like eating schedules off.
Yeah.
I used to try to fast from like 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. That's what we already eat.
Do you eat breakfast like a big breakfast?
No, I don't plan one.
Like, see, if I, to me, like, I wake up at like 6 to 6:30 to make my girlfriend some coffee, and then I go back to bed, and and then if I don't have to work early, I won't wake up until 9:30. And by that time, I'm not hungry anymore. And so it's just like I'll skip breakfast, but that's like bad for your appetite. It's bad for your blood sugar. It's bad for your mental health. Like it's bad for a lot of shit to skip breakfast.
Yeah.
That whole saying breakfast is the most important meal, it's fucking true.
Yeah.
Because it regulates the rest of your day. And if you're like, oh, I'm not gonna eat breakfast, and you're like, oh, I won't eat until 6 o'clock,
Yeah.
that's not good. What's Chad saying?
Nothing. Chat's fucking boring right now. Chat's a bunch
Listen,
of
Chad,
pussies.
I'm about to sue all of y'all for
Pussies.
emotional damage. Emotional damage is a real lawsuit. You're all about to catch one.
How many viewers we got? We got 2 watching. It's me and who else?
Sarah.
If you're watching this, drop a quick W in the chat. A quick dub. Yeah, go ahead and get a quick dub in the chat.
Dude, I'm telling you, if we keep this going, eventually, maybe our live chats won't get 100 views, but we'll be getting 400 or 500 views an
Man,
episode.
exactly. We gotta figure out what people like.
I disagree with that.
Dude.
Fuck the people, let's do what we like, bruh.
I guess so.
This isn't about them, it's about us. We're not trying to necessarily make money.
Well,
If money comes, great, but I'm just trying to have fun, dude.
I feel bad because I don't be promoting on anything. You know, I got Instagram, I got Snapchat.
Then promote on it.
Man, I hate fucking social media though.
I do too. I don't have any other than Snapchat, and that's like how I talk to Sarah.
I hate social media, and I don't know. The fact that people are on there looking at me, I don't know. It might be like an exciting thing where I don't
It
wanna
is.
post. Yeah, I don't want to post because people are really seeing it, but at the same time, who
Get the
cares?
shit, man.
Yeah, who cares?
They're never gonna know you.
But another thing is that I just haven't been active on Instagram for so long, or Snapchat. Like I haven't posted a story on either one or a post.
I haven't either, but dude, no, I mean, like,
People are gonna be like, "Who the
how
fuck
many
is this
points
guy?"
do you have on Snapchat?
Dude, it's hella. Go ahead, okay,
You
check.
got hella points on Snapchat, dude.
The Snapchat score is like a video game, dude. Your Snapchat score, 51.
Oh my
51,
god. You
9,000.
know what mine is? I accidentally saw it the other day.
Accidentally, what is that?
Cause I had this weird notification, like a bot added me or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck? And so I clicked on it. You know what mine is, Otto? I want you to take a guess.
Is it more than mine?
No.
51.8K?
It's not even fucking close to yours.
Is it more or less?
A lot less.
Is it 5 figures? 11,000?
It's 4 figures.
Oh my god. 7,000.
Lower.
4,000.
4,700.
Really?
Yes.
How long ago did you make it?
Fucking 5 years ago.
don't know.
I don't talk to anyone on Snapchat besides my girlfriend, dude.
You can see when you made yours. I forget when or how, but I've had mine.
I talked to fucking Apple Sherb and Sarah and you when we're trying to organize a podcast.
Same dude.
No, but see, that's what's good about our friendship. We don't get all of our conversations out of the way over text. We do it here.
Do you identify as a millennial?
I don't identify as anything.
You're a millennial though, right?
No, I'm a Gen Z, and so are you.
What does that mean? Does that mean we're the ones who care
I am the
about?
same generation as my son.
That's not good. If you're the same generation.
That's how it goes.
Man, I think it's all just labels put on us.
That just made me dislike Otto.
What are you talking about?
About to kick him off the podcast, folks.
The generation
Labels.
labels?
Labels, bruh.
Yeah.
How about all of that is just fucking stupid and it doesn't matter?
Well,
We're
I think-
humans.
I think the
My
fact.
daughter is Generation Alpha, so
Ooh.
good luck fucking standing up to her.
Whatever. Listen. I don't know. I don't know if I want to fall in between millennials or Generation Z. I don't know which one is worse.
How about neither mean anything?
No,
Yeah, we
dude,
leave it at
but
that.
there's so fucking many people who claim a side.
How about there's no side and the people who claim sides
That's
are
just
fucking
you.
idiots
Yeah,
that
that's just
deserve
you.
either a dick kick or a cunt
And
punt,
that's me.
and we leave it at that.
But Like you go to New York, right, and you start saying.
Dude, I'll burn New York to the ground.
Ah,
I don't give a
right.
shit about New York.
Have you ever been to New York?
I went there 6 months ago.
I haven't been. But everybody says that it's libs and
Wanna know what I saw there?
what?
A bunch of homeless people screaming at nothing, and a bunch of and like these random naked women that had paint all over their bodies walking around. That's what I saw.
That's kind of odd.
It was kind of stupid.
The naked women, though, I don't know, but the homeless.
They had the
people
American
is
flag
odd.
painted on them. It's no longer hot, is it?
There's so many people.
Now you're just like, yeah, you're fucking stupid.
There's so many people on this fucking, not on, but in this country. And
There's not that many people in this country. Have you driven through the Midwest?
Are you kidding me? There's not that many people in this country? How many people do we got in this country?
370 million.
That's a lot. And for us,
China has over, what is it, 56 cities with more than 1 million people in it? We have like 8. So have you ever driven through the Midwest? Have you driven through Nebraska, Otto?
I think it was Kansas.
There's no one there.
No.
No one. There's like 8 people for 100 miles. We don't have that many people here. We're all concentrated in one spot. Or 5 spots. Houston, LA, San Fran, San Diego, New York. That's it.
Yeah.
That's where everyone is.
Big cities.
You may be able to throw Boston in there, like maybe.
There's still too many people, though.
We don't have too many people. Just move them all to the Midwest and we'll have fun in fucking New Jersey where no one's at after we do it.
Man, but like, if you have too many people in one concentrated area.
Then they will fall, but the Midwest won't,
Oh, that's-
Arkansas won't, Texas won't.
That's our people falling, though. It's like.
Who gives a shit? Half of those people they say are our people would cancel our podcast for the shit we say about the Jews.
I hope so. I hope they listen, first of all. I hope y'all listen. Give us those fucking views.
Dude, I don't know if you noticed, but whenever he was talking about the Romans, and he was like, they reference the Jews as inferior, I fucking died laughing. I was over here trying to be quiet, and I was like, this motherfucker.
You said that?
He did. He said the Romans referenced the Jews as inferior to them, and I was like, no, dude.
So weren't the
That's hilarious.
weren't the Romans just like the government at the time, basically?
Pretty much. I mean, you're gonna hate who you hate.
Exactly. So like, yeah. So
You gotta have a vendetta against someone, or you're not alive.
they got Christ and they got the Jews. You ever seen the?
Did the Jews kill Jesus, or is that a myth?
You ever seen the Passion of the Christ? It's a I'm gonna say good film. Not in the sense of like it's good for beliefs, but it's a good film. You know, the way it's directed and produced. It's a good way to show a story. But it definitely sheds light
On the Jews.
yeah, it sheds light on different creeds, to say the least. And then South Park does a parody of it.
Dude, I can't believe we forgot to use the fucking starting soon screen.
I was gonna ask you about that.
You should have, because it's an important screen.
Well, listen, I was gonna ask you, but then like at the same time we had Steven ringing up, or Steve ringing up, so I was like maybe not ask
You
about.
should have just asked, because I would have did.
Anyways. Yeah, our Star
It's
Wars.
his fault.
I quit. I'm out of here. I'm kidding. Dude. What are we talking about?
The Jews.
As always. Apart from innovation,
What's chat saying?
consumers, your name is a label. LOL. Whose name? Mason or
Your
Otto?
name.
Otto?
Our names are labeled.
Otto? Otto is a label? Well, my name's not Otto. It's
Octavio.
Octavio.
What's your middle name?
I don't have a middle name.
So it's just Octavio Estrada.
Octavio Estrada.
How do you say that in Spanish?
Octavio?
Octavio Estrada.
Octavio Estrada, yeah. Estrada.
Yo hablo español. Muy pequeño.
Muy pequeño.
Muy pequeño.
¿Tú quieres drogas?
¿Tú quieres drogas? What is that?
¿Tú quieres? funny name for lighter. It's like it literally translates to fire thing.
To what? Lighter?
Lighter translates to like fire thing.
See, I don't know, but I mean, like, that's the biblioteca este program. Yeah, like, I mean, I guess, like,
The students.
I haven't practiced my German in a while, but, like, for a minute there, I was getting where I could have a conversation with someone. But it's been a minute since I practiced it, so I don't know anymore.
Should we learn another language or should English?
German was fun, but English will eventually be the universal language.
It's like
Either that or
here.
some random computer code.
It's damn near because like in foreign schools they learn English, but here we learn like whether Spanish, French, or a dead ass language, Latin.
Yeah, Latin.
Right. But like other countries, like English is your elective.
Yeah, dude, like, English is growing quickly. I just want you to take a look at our overlay, chat. We got the subscribe button in the top right. We got the notification bell in the top left. We've got nonsense and science up there next to the notification bell. We've got 2 sets of mushrooms.
But
2
yeah,
different types.
comet and the pyramids, bro.
Hell
I
yeah.
know y'all don't fucking know who made the pyramids.
I know you don't know what the comet means either. But what does Mason and Otto mean?
I don't know, that's hard. I think like the Freemasons.
And then we gotta contact us? What, bro? See, I'm not artistic. That took me goddamn 3 hours to make. That simple ass thing. There you go. He made it worse, didn't he, folks? It's all crooked now. Like, look at that board behind me. It's no longer level. Because of what Otto did.
Folks.
Now it's level.
If y'all want to see me pop Mason in the head,
This dude thinks he's gonna pop me in the head?
pop you in the head. If y'all want to see me
You
pop,
saw me spar with a little amateur kickboxer, Otto? Beat the shit out of you, bro.
we should. You ever seen those live streamers like just carry a camera on them live stream wherever they go? Like they'll just be walking down the streets, down the sidewalks of the city.
What city? Any city?
In this
I mean, dude,
case,
no, I'd be down to buy some, like, shirt mics and just kind of go around talking to people.
in this case, Japan.
But why don't we do it in Little Rock? Possibly get shot.
I was gonna say, yeah. You get shot. That's why.
Get shot in the chest, bro.
Bro, like a couple days ago, there was a call for 911, right? They got a call that said that a girl committed suicide. So they get to the place, and it turns out it's not suicide because they can't find the gun. It's a homicide.
Yeah, is that in Little Rock?
Yeah. And just recently, like, I follow KTV News on Twitter, and they posted a picture of the dude who they caught.
That's how shit goes in this city, bro.
Little Rock is so fucking ghetto.
It's fucking crazy ghetto.
It's
You know, see, I moved to Alaska, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not a ghetto person. I didn't grow up in the ghetto. My parents have money.
You're a city boy.
I am,
Yes.
right? Well, actually, that's a lie. I grew up on 10 acres in the middle of the fucking woods. I'm not a city boy. My parents just have money,
You're redneck.
right? Okay, so I go to Alaska and I meet this dude from New Orleans, right? And we're talking, and I was like, he's like, I'm from New Orleans. I was like, oh shit, I'm from Little Rock, bro. And he was like, oh, so you're ghetto?
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, dude, I'm not ghetto. And he was like, dude, if you live anywhere near Little Rock, you're fucking ghetto. He's like, I've been there and that place sucks. And I was like, you're from New Orleans. We recognize you as a shitty city that sucks ass and it's
Right.
ghetto as fuck. If you think we're ghetto, then there's a fucking problem here.
I think it's like we live outside the city.
See, I lived in a small town called Cabot. I had 10 acres of woods to run around in, saw a couple foxes, saw some deer.
Saw some good fights.
There, I did live next to a tweaker, which is a meth head,
Yeah.
for anyone who doesn't know. And this tweaker used to have a junkyard full of just like deconstructed vehicles. There were fucking windshields just randomly placed in the woods and the top of cars and just all this fucking bullshit. So me and my buddy go down there one day, bored as hell with BB guns. We were shooting at trees and we're like, this ain't no fun. Let's go bust some glass. So we went to this dude's yard and started shooting out his windshields. And he comes to my house and starts talking shit to my dad. Then my dad starts talking shit to me, and he's like, "Did you shoot out some windshields?" And of course we lie. We're like, "Nah, bro, we didn't shoot out nothing. We just shot at some leaves and shit." And he was like, "Well, I'm calling bullshit because I just had a neighbor come to me and says he has 8 windshields fucking shot out with BB guns." And I was like, "I didn't do that. And that was a dude before me. I don't know who it was, but it wasn't me." And he obviously didn't believe me. But like Cabot, you have the mix between like rich ass people who can buy 10 acres of land, and then you have the meth addicts who don't care whose land it is. They're just putting shit on it. Like his shit was on our land. He didn't care. He was just like, I'm right here.
Should we turn that light on?
Yeah, flip that light switch. I gotta rock a piss.
Rock a piss.
This has been a good podcast, dude.
Definitely.
Dude, oh my god, dude, we're growing, man. We're growing, son.
Definitely.
I'm not gonna do any editing to this podcast. We're just leaving it as it is.
Alright, chat. Y'all hold them on to that. I will definitely watch it. Chat, I feel like the camera's a little too high. Let me make it a little bit more personal, you know. Get me and my buddy Mason. Oh my. No, stop. That's not my. No, whatever. Are you even watching? Is anybody even watching this stream? If you are, go ahead and just drop a quick, hey. What's Josh favorite song? Trap. Here, it's Trap.
Did you want to hear a crazy story?
I just called chat Trap. I said, what's Josh's favorite song? Trap.
Talk to us, chat. Chat ain't talking.
I know, dude. Chat's just fucking.
Dude, so one time me and Glenn
Yeah.
stomping around in the woods in my house, right? And we're fucking moving all this shit, all these little logs and shit. We're trying to make a little fortress or whatever. And we pick up this big, like I think it was an old septic tank that was like
Gross.
rusted out completely. And so we moved it, like both of us, like we were like, let's get this shit out the way so we can grab these trees underneath us.
Yeah.
We moved this, you know what's underneath it?
What?
The most realistic looking doll head ever. So we move it, at the same time me and Glenn see this doll head and we're like, fuck!
Oh
And
god.
dude, so we like run away for a second. We're like, dude, like was that a baby's head, bruh?
Oh man.
Like straight up?
Yeah.
Like did we just find like a murder scene? And then we go back and look at it and it's a little fucking doll with the fake hair and shit. But dude, that was the crazy, like, that was literally probably the most scared I've ever been in my life. Like, it was fucking weird. Cause it, like, its skin, like, its little, like, shit, it wasn't like plastic. Like, you could move it. Like, it was one of those, like, $90 dolls that you get for your daughter or whatever.
Ugh.
It was fucking weird.
In Mexico, one time we had the same situation, except it wasn't the same. What happened was we found this little baby doll.
Should we get another piss beer?
I'm down.
Okay, no, I wasn't saying now. I'm just like, are you down?
I'm down.
Alright.
We found this little doll, right? So this little baby doll could have been any brand. And what my older cousins decided to do. By the way, I don't know if you've ever been like the youngest cousin.
I don't think I've met any of your cousins.
No.
The only person I know from your family is fucking Aaron.
I don't mean my youngest. I don't know if you've ever been the youngest. Like if you've ever been the youngest in something.
Well, I mean, I have 2 half brothers who are 13 and 15 years old.
Because I'm the oldest brother, but I'm like one of the younger cousins at the same time. So like my older cousins, whatever they said went, right?
Of course. I used to get bullied by my brothers, folks. I love you too, but goddamn it, you know what you did.
Bro. Seniority.
Seniority rules, bro.
Seniority rules.
Especially when the parents aren't home, man.
Seniority rules. So me and my cousin, we did a bunch of fuck shit in Mexico. One of it was when we took one of our younger cousins' dolls, named her after a famous Mexican singer, Francisca del Barrio. That's what we named her.
Wait, is that the bitch who's dead?
I think she might be dead. Yeah, Francisca del Barrio.
See, I actually think like Sarah is a fan of her.
Really? Francisca del Barrio?
Oh, I may have to ask her, but
Her name?
she was telling me like, you know, she's Mexican too.
I think I remember that 'cause she had some.
Yeah.
Hispanic, yeah.
Well, her dad's straight Mexican.
Yeah.
And her mom's white. But so she was telling me about this lead singer. That name rings a bell. That may actually be her. And she was like, she's fucking beautiful. She has a great voice. Like, but she's dead.
There's another one called Rocio Durca.
Yeah.
That's also a good Hispanic singer. But I'm thinking of Francisca del Barrio, which her name translates to Francisca of the Hood. Because Barrio
She was for the streets.
basically, right? Francisca was like, or Barrio is like the neighborhoods that are far from the city.
Okay.
So yeah.
The hood. Yeah.
Rural hood, whatever you call it. Anyways, where's this going? Oh yeah, my cousins grab my older cousins grab my younger cousin's doll, break the head off, and we take turns pissing in it.
All of y'all.
And then we buried it.
And then someone found it.
And no,
Someone will find it.
somebody will find it.
And they'll be like, what the fuck?
But the joke was that we took its head off and pissed in it. And at the time, like, you know, I was one of the younger cousins, so I just followed along. And then, like, looking back, I'm just like, God damn.
Dude, sometimes shit happens. Man.
They could have told me to shoot a guy and piss in his fucking eye, and I would have done it.
You would've.
I would have.
No, dude. See, me and my brothers, recently, the past 2 years, my brothers have been saying happy birthday to me. So I've been having to say it to them. And it's not like we hate each other. It's just not like that.
Yeah.
Like, we're not the type of family, me and my brothers, to be like, oh my God, happy birthday. I hope you're having a good day. Nah.
Talk to you in a year.
No, me and my brothers will see each other 6 months after my birthday. Or after their birthday, I'll be like, oh shit, wasn't your birthday a few months ago? I'm like, yeah. I'll happy birthday, bro. I'll give him a little handshake, hug him, whatever.
You
And then
got
that's
two brothers,
it.
right?
What?
Two brothers?
Yeah, one of them just had a baby.
Yeah, you told me that.
Today.
Congrats.
At 12:05 a.m. or p.m. They had a baby, a little boy. Yeah, man. They already have a girl that those two. But my other brothers have adopted children and one blood child. So I'm an uncle for the 5th time today. Which is pretty crazy, you know.
Yeah.
I mean they're the uncle of 2 kids too, so it's just like we're getting along, man. I mean we've never like not gotten along. It's just we're not a close family. Like we're really not.
Yeah.
I'm close to my mom, I'm close to my dad, but me and my brothers, when we see each other, and that's the end of the fucking debate right there.
Yeah.
If I see you in 5 years, it'll be great, but if I don't, you know, whatever, we're fine. It's all good.
Let's think about brothers. I don't know. Maybe like, I guess not.
But rock, paper, scissors for another,
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna go fucking paper since you won with rock last time. And I was like,
I always go rock.
And I was like, I'm gonna get him. Because he thinks he's gonna outsmart me, but he outsmarted me, bruh.
Yeah, I don't even think of it twice. Just always
This will be our
rock.
6th beer. We should probably stop after this.
Yes.
Because we do have to drive home in a little bit.
NLR cops. Suck my balls and dick.
No. North of the Rock's fine.
Oh.
It's Sherwood.
Sherwood cops. Have a good day.
No. Don't have a good day. Just go do anything to be a cop because you're bad at the job.
Get that, zoom in. NLR cops. Thank you for protecting and serving. Please continue to protect and serve. Little Rock Police. Thank you. To our chat, also thank you. Chat, hold on. Let me just manhandle the microphone for a little bit. I hope y'all are ready. Chat, I'm whispering to y'all because I can hear the whispers in my headphones. What if? Ooh, that's too loud. What if we made his channel into ASMR? I know y'all love ASMR. What if I just did this for like half an hour? Well, maybe not that, but y'all get the idea. Chat, this is no longer nonsense in science. This is going to be just ASMR. AS and MR. No, chat, I'm kidding. What the fuck? Y'all are weird. Chat's weird, dude. I can't stand chat sometimes. I swear to God, chat. Sometimes I'll be popping off, and then other times I'll just quiet as a fucking mouse. And it makes me believe that y'all aren't really supporting us, chat. You know, next episode, Mason keeps asking us what we're gonna do next episode. I think we're just gonna bring in a fucking loaded handgun for me and Mason, and I think we're just gonna fucking kill ourselves on camera. Just unless, of course, y'all leave a like and subscribe. I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, chat. Me and Mason are way too stubborn to kill each other or ourselves. But what I think is gonna happen next episode, if y'all hear me, what I think is gonna happen next episode, we're probably just gonna talk about contemporary events. Do y'all remember Queen Elizabeth dying? That was last week. That was crazy. You know, she's been queen for most of our lives, and then she passes on, probably because of natural causes, if I had to guess. If I had to guess, it was natural causes. You know, she was fucking 98, 96, however the fuck old she was. You know, she lived a full life. Now, whether or not she was running, you know, sex trafficking rings, or fuck, I forget what the fucking thing is called in younger people's blood that keeps you young and alive. But whether or not Queen Elizabeth was involved in all that, R.I.P. and, you know, long live the king, King Charles III. King Charles III now. Long live the king.
Alright.
And
I
now
was
we
annoying the shit out of my mom, so I was like, alright, come on. Hang out with us, man. Jesus, what a savage, bro.
actually did break.
It did break?
This bottom one broke.
You know, hey man, don't be chewing nothing in here. You're about to be fucking swallowing glass, man.
You know, like in like the old wrestling fights, they would break the end of the bottle and then just like, come at me,
Alright. I think we got. No, there's no way. These are the only pieces that came off. Look at the bottom of that. Jesus. Charlie, you fucking animal, bruh.
Listen.
As soon as Charlie gets in here, he starts tearing shit up. Come here, man.
Which we can't help.
Oh, I found the big piece. Alright, we're all good. Looks like it broke pretty evenly, honestly. Alright. Come here, Charlie. Charlie, come here.
Mace, where do you think we came from?
Where do I think we came from?
Yeah.
Just a bunch of random conglomerate fucking molecules. I think it started as random, but evolution. Dude, this dog is strong as fuck. What the hell? This dude just swept the shit out of me. Dude, Charlie, just chill, bruh. Just chill out. Lay down for a second, man.
That's why you need cats, dude. Cats
No, cats are definitely better than dogs.
Cats will chill out.
If you like dogs more than cats, I don't like you.
Yeah, cats are pretty goated.
Cats are without a doubt better than dogs.
Look at this little motherfucker. Look at him as I choke him out from camera. Look at him.
Like this is a good dog here, but a cat would be a lot better because he wouldn't be all over us right now. Or if he would, he wouldn't be freaking out.
A good dog is as good as what?
You can't fucking start a joke and not finish it.
Dude, whatever. You wanna hear a joke?
What?
Oh shit.
Oh, dude, Miller produces weird heads.
Fuck, I thought I had a joke. Hold on. Miller likes beers.
Alright, so after we finish this beer, we call it the end of the episode.
Yes.
Charlie Murphy! What you doing?
Charlie
Just a little bastard. He just came out here and shattered.
Eddie Murphy is a little bit more mainstream, but Charlie Murphy definitely has his spot. Oh, little fuck, dude.
Charlie, how are you just gonna come out here and break a beer bottle, bro?
Man, let's just talk bullshit for the next however long.
Alright.
Man, what's some bullshit I'm gonna talk to you about? There's some bullshit I can talk to you about, but not for the camera.
I mean,
People are just fucking out there, man.
Oh, dude, I know.
People, and maybe, we fall under a category of people bad dog. But how bad can people get?
I mean, Hitler existed, Ted Bundy existed, they can get pretty fucking bad.
Yeah.
Charlie Murphy. Charlie.
Man,
You have no idea how excited this dog is right now.
I know.
This dude loves new people.
Oh, it's dark and oh my god! And then Joe's attacking.
Go turn on the light. I'll hold him. We gotta go turn on the light so we can see, Charlie. What the hell?
All right, folks. God damn it, we're trying to get let's get something serious going on here for the last half hour.
Alright.
Something serious.
Hey man, you're fucking me up.
Do you think Michael Jackson touched those kids?
Oh my god.
Because I don't know much about the.
Dude, leave that alone, bruh.
That's him making all that commotion.
Charlie.
Did Michael Jackson touch those kids?
See, man, I have a problem with that because he's not alive to defend himself.
Yeah, he got murdered.
He did get murdered. Charlie, will you chill the fuck out, bro? Stop fucking around.
Oh my goodness.
But, I don't know, he's not alive to defend himself, so I don't even feel comfortable making comments on it.
I don't think he did it. I
don't think you should be able to talk about dead people that way. God damn it, dude.
Michael Jackson.
Charlie, get off the cord, man.
He's one of the more famous dead people.
I know, but he's dead. Like, he can't
I think his
defend
music.
himself.
I think his music is great.
I think it's overrated as hell.
His music?
Yeah.
Hell no.
Charlie, no! Don't be biting my bait, bro.
Chat, drop your favorite Michael Jackson track. While you drop it, hold on. Fuck, dude, I promised Trevor that I'd be over at his house tonight.
It's too late for that.
We'll see. Hold on, what do we get Trevor as a special caller? Oh, Trevor's watching some soccer game.
Grass Ferry.
Some sports. Dude, no, everybody loves soccer now.
No one loves soccer. They pretend to like soccer, and that's FIFA.
They're playing in the men's league now. Ooh, excuse me.
They're playing in what?
In the men's league.
If our chat saw us drinking beer earlier, I want to point out how clear and piss-like this beer is compared to the good beer we were drinking earlier.
Compared to like the 8.5%.
The other shit was orange. Hey, one episode we need to start it with shotgun and beer.
Well, that's how we start every episode. Oh, so you're right. Hey,
So what do we do next episode?
I was talking about that while you were gone. What did old Steve talk to us about today?
See, right now I don't remember. I'll watch the episode tomorrow, but I don't remember.
Oh, shit. We're talking about alcoholism next episode.
What it means to drink too much. What does it mean to drink too much? To me, once you start taking off work and not paying your taxes and not taking care of your children just to drink, that means you're drinking too much. But if you get fucking drunk every night and you're still doing all that shit, like what does it matter?
Yeah. As long as you're, as long as you're functioning.
Functioning alcoholics, they're people just like us. should we, God damn it, bro, like, why isn't the Globebusters 24/7 live stream happening right now? We could engage in that.
Because they're a bunch of bitches.
Even on your phone, it's not there?
It's Globebusters 24/7, right?
Yeah, do you subscribe to them?
I unsubscribe because they're a bunch of
Let's see, I subscribe. Let me fucking jump on my YouTube channel and see if they're still going.
Just to make it clear, Globebusters, they're all a bunch of cucks.
Will you see if he's chewing a bottle cap and pick it up if he is? It sounds like he is. Is that all that's going on?
That's what, yeah.
Oh, okay. You can let him chew on that. Oh no, there's a bottle cap down here. Hey man, give me that. Give me that. I'm not gonna let you cut up your throat and chew on it. Give me that. Thank you.
Give me that. Oh my goodness.
Oh no, they're streaming, bro.
Dude. These flat earthers are dumber as a rock. Dumber than the fucking flat earth that they believe in. Hit like and share this content, please. Roderick is still the same fucking moderator.
What does this dude do?
I honestly have so many questions surrounding the sun and the moon that they are too numerous to address here. I will say this though, understanding their beauty is simple. To rest on my poetic laurels here, no matter what model we use, and no matter how the mechanics of these objects ultimately plays out, the sun and the moon to me are declarations of cosmic grace. To track the phases of the moon and the cycle of the sun requires no telescope nor complex mathematics. It just simply requires you to look up into the sky every day and every evening. Number 7, the spin of the Earth. The question is, can we tell if the Earth, from our perspective, is spinning or not? Can we somehow detect, calculate, and measure from where you and I stand the supposed spin of the Earth? Now, the flat Earth community claims that the Earth is motionless and still, and that no motion of the Earth can ever be detected because, by fact, there is none. Many even go so far to say that without the information from the government space agencies of the world, a person cannot even prove himself that the Earth somehow encircles the sun. This quote from Albert Einstein on the spin of the Earth sums up our question pretty nicely. The struggle so violent in the early days of science between the views of Ptolemy and Copernicus would then be quite meaningless. Either coordinate system would be used with equal justification. The two sentences, the sun is at rest and the earth moves, or the sun moves and the earth is at rest, would simply mean two different conventions concerning two different coordinate systems. Besides images from the space agencies of the world, the heliocentric proponents often point to the Foucault pendulum for evidence of spin. Here's a quick video explaining how the Foucault pendulum works.
A Foucault pendulum is a pendulum with a specially designed pivot, designed so that it can swing back and forth in any direction around the vertical. So that's in contrast to, for example, a grandfather clock, where the pendulum has to swing in a particular plane. Let's imagine that you have a Foucault pendulum and you're at the North Pole of the Earth. When you set the pendulum swinging, you determine a plane in which the pendulum is swinging. And that plane is fixed. So as the Earth rotates underneath the plane of the pendulum swinging. And so if you now go back and imagine that you're standing on the Earth, you see the plane of the pendulum rotate every 24 hours. Now as you go to lower latitudes away from the North Pole, the time that it takes the plane of the pendulum to rotate around lengthens. And in fact, at the equator, the plane doesn't rotate at all. At the latitude of Hanover, it takes 35 hours for the plane to rotate. So if you look at this pendulum here, if we look at it a few minutes from now, we won't even be able to detect that the plane of the pendulum swing has changed. But if you come back in an hour, you will definitely see that it's moved a little bit. And if you come back in 9 hours, this plane of this pendulum here will have rotated by 90 degrees, a very distinct change that you can easily see.
The design of the Foucault pendulum is fairly simple. The pendulum is a heavy mass on the end of a very long chain, suspended so it can swing freely in any direction. And through this simple system, it is said that we are able to measure the rotation of the Earth. According to the heliocentric model, the atmosphere is said to spin with the Earth, and hence the air above and the ground below are a closed system, and thusly spin and are linked together as the Earth rotates. This science is well substantiated within the physics community, and this quote-unquote fact is not questioned. The entire mechanism and science behind the Foucault pendulum is based on the fact that the Earth spins below the pendulum, and the pendulum continues independently to spin on its own plane. The functionality of this machine flies directly in the face and is a complete contradiction to what is offered up in modern physics. Unless my understanding is severely flawed, for the Foucault pendulum science to be correct and thus be a valid instrument to measure the Earth's spin, that would mean that a helicopter could float above the Earth for 3 hours and arrive at a destination several
hours later, maybe.
several thousand miles away, which we all know is impossible. Foucault pendulums are working in science museums across the world.
Hey, man.
I'm going to leave you here with 2 quotes. The first one is by Nikola Tesla, and the second one by, once again, Albert Einstein. Earth is a realm. It is not a planet. It is not an object. Therefore, it has no edge. Earth would be more easily defined as a system environment. Earth is also a machine. It is a Tesla coil. The sun and the moon are powered wirelessly with the electromagnetic field, or the ether. This field also suspends the celestial spheres with electromagnetic levitation. Electromagnetic levitation disproves gravity because the only force you need to counter is the electromagnetic force, not gravity. The stars are attached to the firmament.
They don't even know what that means, though.
Yeah.
They have no fucking idea.
I have witnesses.
Question: have you ever felt the Earth spin?
Yeah.
Number 8, the gravitational constant.
Just do this number here.
Oh, you got it. I have Albert Einstein. He said.
Notice they didn't read Albert Einstein's quote.
That's what I was thinking. Like they didn't read it. Earth is round. It is not a planet.
Oh, that's
The stars are attached to the firmament.
Albert Einstein's quote reads, "I have come to believe the motion of the Earth cannot be detected by any optical experiment." Yeah, maybe because we're on such a big plane that we can't fucking notice it.
Watch out the Earth.
Into the history of Mr. Henry Cavendish and his experiment to find the gravitational constant, or Big G.
One of my favourite scientists is Henry Cavendish. Even though he was part of the rich dukes of Devonshire, that family, and incredibly rich, he went to Cambridge to study natural sciences, or natural philosophy as it's called. But he had a very curious condition in that he could hardly talk to anybody. So when it came to his Viva exam after 3 years of study, he fled Cambridge rather than sit in front of the examiners because he was petrified of them. This is not the normal sort of person. He couldn't talk to most people. He couldn't talk to women at all. His housekeeper would get a recipe for something or other, and he'd say, "No, lamb tonight, leg of lamb," and leave a note for her. He wouldn't say it, he'd write it. He would dine in the evening with his friends, and he would...
If God does not exist, why did he make me drunk? Explain that, you motherfucking atheist. If God doesn't exist, then why did he make beer? And why did he make it for me to get drunk?
Come on, Charlie, let's ignore Otto's retarded ass question and go inside.
I'll tell you why. Because God is 100% human just as much as he is 100% divine. God enjoys things just like we do. But then he is separated from us by the 100% divine. Listen, folks. I don't mean to take over like Alex Jones, but you gotta start believing. Why did Jesus Christ do the things that he believed he did? Right. Fuck, that didn't sound right. Why did Jesus Christ do the things that he did?
Was it to show that one religion is the best religion? Or was Jesus, excuse me, was Jesus just showing us how to be the best person we could be? You know, he said the golden rule, treat others the way you want to be.
Dude, you gotta stop with the hiccups.
I can't, okay, I'll try, hold on.
Look,
You-
do this, watch, go. And hold your breath as long as you can. You take over. Did you pause the flat earth video? Check chat. What's chat doing?
Would talk to them, but if he didn't know somebody,
You heard that
and you
moderator?
wanted to ask him a question, apparently you had to go to the Royal Society and he would be in the room and you'd address the room this question about physics and you postulate, and if he felt in the mood, he would reply to the room. He was a very strange man. He did most of the experiments quietly on his own, keeping his notebooks, and it was only after his death and a persuasive campaign by Clerk Maxwell,
Alright,
the
what do you
famous
say we stop this?
Let's leave it on a good note. Let's leave it
Yeah.
on a good drunken note.
Oh shit, Raven responded to me though. I gotta go back. Jesus, dude, that's so loud.
I know, I didn't think it could get worse than yours.
Nah, see, here's the difference. When Otto gets the hiccups, they probably last, what, 30 minutes max?
An hour, yeah.
When I get the hiccups, they last a minimum of 3 hours. They're retarded, bro. See, I don't get the hiccups, but when I get them,
I'll just do a big ass gulp of beer. Hopefully they get rid of it.
see, my trick to solving the hiccups is take 10 gulps without swallowing. Alright, well, 10 gulps without breathing. Of beer, that may be a mistake, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You got the 7, bruh? Gang, gang. Oh. Globebusters 24. Let's see what old Raven said.
Hey chat, we love y'all so much.
We do love you, chat.
So
I mean, I
much.
love you a lot more than the other person here because there's only one person in chat.
Baby girl, baby girl, I love you.
to the
so much.
Earth through gravity. It's
Oh,
the
no,
product
dude, they're deleting
of the
my
mass of the
comments.
Earth,
Baby
this
girl.
big gravitational constant divided by r squared, the radius of the Earth squared,
I will try to fuck you one
which we
day at a
normally
time.
know as acceleration due to gravity. And that quantity
Baby girl,
is essentially big G, and he measured it.
the Earth may be flat.
Alright, so.
Wikipedia tells us that the Cavendish experiment was the first experiment to measure the force of
Globebusters 24/7 is so insecure with their ideas that they gotta delete my comments
They were deleting mine last weekend too, dude.
because they know they're wrong. They know it. They just think this is a little community they got going on here, so they're like, oh my god, we gotta get these outsiders out of here,
What
bro.
are their most recent comments? Let's see.
Well, see, I made 2 comments between here and there. And then I said,
Hashtag flat.
and then I said, oh no, disappearing comments.
Shit,
Not,
what if we got Eddie Bravo on the show?
not a YouTube channel that deletes comments.
Girl, not you deleting
No.
comments. Girl. No way, fucking
No,
Globebusters is
But see,
ran by
watch.
females.
When I refresh this page, my comments will be gone.
Listen, to all you moderators out there, fuck y'all.
Besides the moderator of our channel.
Even ours, fuck you.
No, don't start.
Fuck you.
Don't start.
The moderators all over.
why doesn't modern
Y'all
physics
are
demand
fucking
such money and
successful.
focus?
You fucking moderators literally go through the shittiest shit of fucking people. Fuck y'all.
Let's see if my comments are still here.
It's like my
They're not, dude. They're
Yeah,
deleting
man,
comments,
dude.
bruh.
We are too. You know what? So are we. if you have anything to say about God in any positive sense, fuck off. God is dead. The age of science and technology has killed him off. Fuck off. We can end the podcast on there.
Alright, so that was a good podcast, ladies and gents. Thank you so much for joining us. We're gonna give it a minute before we stop the podcast so it doesn't end abruptly. So let's just sit here. I'm gonna mute our mic.
And cheers. To you and Darwin.
Alright, cheers. Darwin's involved. We're all involved.
I have a piss, bitch.
Cheers. Alright, ladies and gents, it was a good night. Goodbye. Leave a like and a subscribe, please. Thank you.